with Ollie Turner and Steve Torpey on digital and BBC Sounds. One instance of dropping points that Scunthorpe United may have come to regret at the end of the season perhaps will be that 1-1 draw with Chorley in August. The Iron conceded an 85th minute equaliser at Glanford Park, having led through Danny Whitehall's header before the half-time interval. Andy Butler admits it was frustrating to let that game drift away ahead of this afternoon's meeting at Victory Park.
Really disappointing because I thought we controlled the game. You know, Chorley are a threat from set pieces. Got a good manager there, and he works hard on his in-possession work, out-possession work. So, yeah, mindful that they are good at set pieces. But, yeah, going back to that game, frustrated because we should have won it. But we didn't, so we'll move on, we'll learn from it. Hopefully we take it to their game now and to their place, and get 3 points.
How different a proposition will they be at their home ground?
Yeah, well, I went there on Tuesday night to watch them against Peterborough Sports. So, I know they're organised, I know they're fit, they've got some very good players. The front players are a handful, so we've got to make sure we're mindful of that. But there's obviously weaknesses that we recognise and we've seen that we can hurt them. So we'll go there with a game plan to get 3 points and a better performance.
As part of those weaknesses, inconsistent at the moment, what do you put that down to for them?
Again, this division's a tough division. We see it week in, week out. Teams are beating each other. The top of the league's tight. Anyone can beat anyone. Even if you look at the Alfred and Brackley game, Brackley managed to scrape Alfred with 10 men with a player in goal. So it just shows you how tight this division is. And no matter where you are, and if you think you're going to win the game, if you don't put your chance away, it costs you. As
part of that, how dangerous an outfit could they be then if they do string a few results together?
Yeah, very dangerous, because we know that even last year they were a good side. Like I say, you've got to be mindful of the set piece threat because they work very hard on their set pieces. But yeah, if they get a few results, it's like anybody in this division, you get a few results and you start accumulating the points, you're going to be in a good position.
Big week ahead. How important is it for you these next 7 days and starting them on the right foot?
Yeah, it's important because of the 3 tough games, the 3 games where we know we're playing around opposition around us. So, yeah, massive week because we want to win the games.
Andy Butler talking to Ollie Turner. We kick off in 2 minutes.
Hidden East Yorkshire.
She was immensely important in the history of feminism.
This was a dramatic incident. You know, it was just unbelievable that this ship could sink.
Once above the clouds, I looked forward to catching my first sight of foreign land, for I've never flown outside England before.
And Secret Lincolnshire.
We have been warned by the police to move away from the Nipro plant because, in fact, they are expecting a second explosion.
The ghost signature was to tap 3 times.
Hidden East Yorkshire and Secret Lincolnshire. Search and subscribe on BBC Sounds.
Getting you closer to your club. BBC Radio Humberside Sport.
Well, we've kicked off the afternoon with our first victory, Hull City out of the Championship relegation zone as things stand, courtesy of a 1-0 win at the Den, beating Millwall by that 0-0, Jake Cooper's own goal. So setting up nicely for our second round of big match commentaries this afternoon. Can we make it a hat-trick of victories? We'll only find out between now and 5 o'clock. Time for you to make your choice of commentary. We've got Ollie Turner and Steve Torpey on digital radio and BBC Sounds for Scunthorpe United at Chorley, and on FM and Freeview it's Grimsby Town against Chesterfield with Matt Dean and Gary Croft. Make your commentary choice now.
Good afternoon and welcome to Victory Park, the first of 3 big games for Scunthorpe United against National League North promotion rivals this week. Still to come on Tuesday night back at Glanford Park to face Brackley Town, and again next Saturday against South Shields. But firstly, it's Chorley who stand in Scunthorpe United's way as the Iron look to bounce back from a disappointing 2-1 defeat away at Rushall Olympic last weekend, which saw their 7-game unbeaten league run come to an end. Let's bring you the team news, starting with the Iron lineup. 3 changes from that loss. Oliver Rose makes his Scunthorpe United debut, having signed on an initial 1-month loan from Peterborough United yesterday. Tyler Denton and Alfie Beeston also come into the starting lineup. Michael Kelly and Luke Williams not involved this afternoon. They drop out due to knocks. Colton Ubazonu drops down to the bench against his former side. The team in full: Ross Fitzsimons as the goalkeeper, Oliver Rose, Maxine Coogan and Andrew Boyce and Tyler Denton, the back four. Interesting to see how they line up beyond that. My initial gut reaction was that it would be a midfield diamond, but speaking to others it may be something else. Given I'm a bit of an idiot, I'll go with what I've been told by other people. Could be Cian Scales and Michael Clunan, the captain, sitting in front of that back four, with Joe Rowley playing in behind a front three of Callum Roberts, Danny Whitehall and Alfie Beeston. On the bench for Scunthorpe United, Will Evans, Carlton Ubazonu, Mark Beck, Jason Law, and this week's other new loan signing, Mo Federa, signed on a 1-month deal from York City. He's on the bench too. We're almost set to get underway. Chorley, just quickly, 3 changes for them from their 0-0 draw here at home to Peterborough Sports on Tuesday night. Jack Sampson, Tom Carr and Courtney Senior come in. Mamadou Touré, Dubem Eze and Cole Hall drop to the bench. We'll go through their full lineup in a moment, but we are underway. Chorley against Scunthorpe United in the National League North. Full match commentary on digital radio as well as online via BBC Sounds. Coming live from Victory Park with myself, Ollie Turner. Delighted to say your expert summariser for this one is the former Scunthorpe United striker, Steve Torpey.
Afternoon, Ollie. Really looking forward to the game. This pitch looks a little bit bobbly, but it's pretty flat, isn't it? It's not too bad. I've seen a lot worse in this league.
Scunthorpe United in their away strip, the yellow shirts with navy sleeves, navy shorts and yellow socks. They are attacking from right to left from where we're sat towards the Duke Street Terrace. Chorley in their traditional black and white striped shirts with red trim, black shorts with red trim and red socks. They are shooting towards the Scunthorpe United supporters from left to right, some of them under the roofed, terraced Frank Powell stand, some either side of that as part of the Pilling Lane end. Ball's bouncing around in midfield. Mike Cowley's been fouled. Free kick for Chorley. Just to let you know, by the way, your referee this afternoon is Joe Moss. His assistant referees Joshua Howell and Declan O'Regan, and the fourth official is Daniel Sims. So a free kick then for Chorley, right of centre, just outside of the centre circle. It's going to be Warren Clark, the former Sheffield Wednesday youngster, to take it left-footed. Chorley playing behind that Scunthorpe United defensive line, a risky game in trying not to get caught offside. It's floated towards the iron penalty area, headed away. Courtney Senior, the Rochdale loanee, will pick it up on the touchline. Jinks away from Danny Whitehall. Cross comes in. Coogan with the clearance away. Not the best of challenges from Danny Whitehall. A bit of a half-hearted foot was put in there. Chorley recycle possession, go back to their goalkeeper and captain Matt Irwin. Irwin looks up, sprays it over to the right hand side, aiming for Jack Sampson, gets a touch on the ball, but Alfie Beeston is in there first. Chorley immediately wrestle possession back though, and here they come again with Horbury. Going in there cleanly was Michael Clunan. Chorley are picking up the second ball though here with Henley. Now Nolan back into defence with Ellis, hoofs it forward first time, picks out the forehead of Andrew Boyce who heads away. Rowley with the latest header on the halfway line. It's eventually brought down by Michael Clunan, and just calms play down, and there's a first touch for the debutant Oliver Rose in at right back. Clunan swings it out to the right hand side, aiming for Callum Roberts. It gets a nick on the way through. Scunthorpe United throw. So we've played 2.5 minutes of this first half so far. The Iron go back into defence with Maxime Coogan, immediately pressed by Tom Carr, signed in the summer from Leek Town. Back with Fitzsimons in a blue goalkeeping kit. Not the best of forward passes from him, but Henley's been robbed by Alfie Beeson. Denton down the left-hand channel, and he picks out Joe Nolan. Dinked forward ball from him. Boyce with the header away. Now it's Senior for Chorley, to Nolan on the halfway line, back into the host's half with Wilson over to the left. Clark playing at left back, down the line his effort goes, cleared away by Scunthorpe United. Good hold up play from Danny Whitehall, brings the ball into the centre circle, then feeds into Tyler Denton, who's burst into the Chorley half. Scunthorpe United still operating on the left at the moment with Cian Scales, pushes the ball into the centre to Michael Clunan, and they work it from left to right to Oliver Rose. Now Callum Roberts on the right hand touchline, tries to dink in across from deep. It takes a deflection on the way through, and Chorley will bring it clear. Clark back into defence. They go long, aiming for Sampson. No one really followed Sampson as he dropped deep to chest that ball down, and Chorley are able to string a few passes together. Over on the left hand side with Warren Clark. Now Courtney Senior jinks away from Oliver Rose, is tugged back while getting away from the Scunthorpe United right back. And that's a free kick for Chorley. Steve Torpey, your thoughts on the first 4 minutes?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the formation. I think you're spot on with what your prediction was, Ollie. I think it's a back four. I think it looks like Joe Rowley's in behind. You've got Kean Scales and Michael Clunan just sitting a little bit deeper. Kean Scales probably got a licence to get forward. You've got Callum Roberts on the right and Joe
Ellis hoops the ball in, then there's the opening goal. It's fired in on the half volley by Mike Calverley, and from absolutely nothing, Chorley take the lead. Scunthorpe United just not alive to that set piece. Didn't pick up Ellis. It was fired from left to right. Ellis just managed to get a toe onto the ball, and Calverley had peeled towards the right hand side of the penalty area, hits it on the half volley. Could Ross Fitzsimons have done better there? Got a glove onto the ball but couldn't keep it out, and in the 5th minute Chorley take the lead.
Yeah, it was, so from a Scunthorpe's perspective, a really poor goal. Just a long ball up on the angle, just fell to the number 9, Samson, and he struck it really well across Ross Fitzsimons. He got a glove on it, but like you say, Ollie, maybe looking back and he could have done slightly better there with his right palm. Didn't get enough power on it, kind of just come off his wrist and went into the far corner. So a real disappointing start. Not been a lot in the game, bit of scrappy affair, but Chorley, what a start for them. They get a bit between their teeth.
Scunthorpe United go long from the kick-off. Ball bounces down in the centre circle. Sampson's not able to hold it up. It balloons up into the air, comes off the left thigh of Andrew Boyce, who's getting into a bit of a wrestling match off the ball with Tom Carr. Now Scunthorpe United are on the attack, but Alfie Beeston's beaten to it by Adam Henley inside the Chorley penalty area. Tyler Denton goes steaming in to try and pick up the pieces quickly. It goes out for a Chorley throw.
Definitely see a little bit of more energy from Chorley. I know we're only 5 minutes in, but they're on their front foot, they're pressing, they're pushing, they're hustling when they're out of possession, and they just look like they've started the game slightly better, slightly brighter than Scunthorpe.
Throw for the Magpies, down their right it goes, flick on from Horbury, Coogan's in there, touch straight out this time. It's a Scunthorpe United throw in. And now there's a bit of a flare-up between Andy Butler and Jack Sampson. Fourth official intervenes, but the referee's going to stop play to have a word with Andy Butler about that.
The thing is, there's not much space between the technical area and the pitch. You're looking about 4 or 5 yards between the actual dugout and the touchline. So he just ran off, and I don't know if I didn't quite see it, but there was a little bit of afters from Andy Butler. I don't know if he pushed him or tried to get the ball back a little bit quicker. He seems to have settled down a little bit now.
Just checking social media and the BBC Sport website and that, by the way. Steve, you put a bit of doubt in my mind, but it was Mike Calverley who got the opening goal.
Right, okay. He struck it like a striker. And they do look pretty similar. Do you think that? Or no?
No, I just constantly, I very much doubt myself on commentary half the time, so it wasn't a knock on you at all, Steve. No. It was more a bit of a self-deprecation on my part.
Yeah, no, it was a fine finish from the centre half, so fair play.
Mike Calverley, who did in actual fact play his 150th league game for Chorley in the 1-1 draw at Scunthorpe United back in August. And in the return game at Victory Park, he has scored to give his side the lead. Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 0 here on BBC Radio Humberside Sport. Take us with you on this Saturday afternoon. We're available on BBC Sounds, on the app, on your mobile and tablet. Throw for Scunthorpe United, almost level with the Chorley penalty area. On the left, Tyler Denton goes down the line. Final touch is off of Mark Ellis, who somewhat agriculturally set up the opening goal of this game, and he has conceded the corner to Scunthorpe United. So a chance for the Irons to get themselves back into this match with 8 minutes gone. It's going to be Michael Clunan to take the corner kick from the left-hand side. A number of players in yellow shirts in the 6-yard area. Joe Rowley, Danny Whitehall, and instead Scunthorpe United go short. 1-2 between Rowley and Clunan. Drifted in, and Irwin, I think for a moment, thought about palming that over his crossbar, but realised he didn't have to do so. Waited for it to come down, caught it calmly, and then has waited for everyone else to drift out of his own penalty area. Still 1-0 to Chorley.
Yeah, it was a bit floated, weren't it? It was quite easy for the goalkeeper to come and collect that one. It weren't kind of whipped in with power and pace. It was more hung up, and a bit of goalkeeping practice for the Chorley number 1.
Irwin, the Chorley captain, saved 6 penalties, including 3 in the playoff final as Chorley got promoted in 2019. Here comes Scunthorpe United on the attack. Roberts, edge of the area, right-hand side, tried to burst past Wilson and attempted the nutmeg, but Wilson stood tall, kept him out for the time being. Scunthorpe United will try again to unpick that Crawley defence, and then the pressure is relieved because Andrew Boyce has bundled over Tom Carr. It's a Chorley free kick.
Yeah, strikers do that really well now. Just slightest touch, and Boyce did put his hand on it, but it's just the slightest of touches, and strikers are acute to that now. They just go down and get the foul, relieve a little bit of pressure on themselves, and it's just I don't know, playing their attacking half, Chorley. So good centre forward play.
The free kick for Chorley, left of centre, inside their own half. It's probably about 10 yards away from the centre circle. Irwin, the goalkeeper, takes it, hoists it over to the left. Oliver Rose is there, takes a tumble in stages, got a barge in the back from Tom Carr, who had won that initial first free kick, but has given away a subsequent second, and it goes in the favour of Scunthorpe United. 10 minutes played at Victory Park. If you're just listening in on BBC Radio Humberside Sport, Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 0. Mike Calverley with the opening goal of this game, firing home on a half volley from the right-hand side of the Scunthorpe United penalty area. Boyce hoofs the ball into the grey afternoon sky. Then it's leathered back into iron territory. Coogan with the header away. Michael Clunan traps the ball, gives it to the Cameroonian defender, and Coogan now plays the pass backwards to goalkeeper Ross Fitzsimons. Takes a touch on his right boot, just outside of the box, before hammering it forward. Whitehall has missed his header, no one making the run beyond. And it bounces back through to Matt Irwin. Danny Whitehall, not sure if he's shouting at the referee there or one of his teammates, but clearly wasn't happy with something.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the ball, quite a long ball from Fitzsimons, so even if he did win the flick on, he was going to go straight into the keeper, or it was a little nudge from the centre half, just put him off balance.
Irwin volleys upfield from his own penalty area for the Magpies. Here's Warren Clark down the left-hand channel to Courtney Senior, wriggles away from one challenge, and then Nolan will pick up the pieces for the hosts. Back into defence, and now back to their goalkeeper Irwin again in dark green. Goes out towards the right-hand side. Horbury's the target. It comes off the back of Tyler Denton's head. Mark Ellis will watch this latest long ball come down, heads it away. Tyler Denton with the first-time pass. Now it's Sampson. Denton in there again, flicks inside to Scales. And now finally the ball can enjoy a bit of time down on the turf. Oliver Rose brings it over the halfway line, then goes back to Maxime Coogan, the right-sided centre half. Surely keeping a block from the halfway line backwards, so Coogan has to go long to no one really in particular. Mark Ellis fluffed his clearance, but it doesn't matter again, no one gambling to make that run in behind, and it's back with the Chorley goalkeeper Matt Irwin again. Quite an ugly game so far, Steve Torpey.
Yeah, a lot of turnover possession. No one's really strung 3 or 4 passes together. Maybe it's the nature of the pitch that dictates that a little bit, but the space is really congested and really tight and compact at the moment. Need to try and free up a bit of space, get their foot on the ball, try and dictate play. But fair dues to Chorley, they've started the game brightly, in and out of possession. When they've lost the ball, they're pressing high and quickly to try and regain that ball back.
And Chorley have a throw here, midway inside the Scunthorpe United half on the right. It's Adam Henley, born in Knoxville, Tennessee, who throws it forward. Falls to Maxime Coogan, who then gets a hefty barge in the back from Jack Sampson. That'll be a free kick for Scunthorpe United from the left-hand side of their own penalty area. And Ross Fitzsimons will roll the ball into position. No booking for Sampson there, just a talking to from the referee in a fluorescent lime green officiating shirt with black shorts and socks. Fitzsimons long into the Chorley half, bounces off the top of Danny Whitehall's head, then bounces once on the turf before Chorley get it away, only as far as Oliver Rose, who guides it over to the far right hand side to Callum Roberts. Bursts past Courtney Senior, keeps going into the penalty area, just maybe got clipped on his ankles there, which halted Callum Roberts' momentum somewhat, because he quite clearly got past his man, was driving towards the dead ball line, and I think just that clip meant that Roberts decided, I'm going to play the percentages, wait for the touch from a defender and let the ball go out for a corner. Roberts, having won the corner, is going to take it from the right-hand side. Number of defenders here, a good 30 yards from goal, and then they finally burst into the box. In comes the corner from the right-hand side, curled in, couldn't pick out anyone in particular. Rowley will let it drift out for a throw-in. Interesting tactic there from Scunthorpe United. The likes of Andrew Boyce and Maxime Coogan were a good 30 yards away before they sprinted into the penalty area for that dead ball delivery, as the Iron inch themselves further forward down the right-hand side. They've got another throw 10 yards away from the right-hand corner flag. And it's Oliver Rose over on the far side who's going to take in front of the Ashby Street Terrace on that far side. Oliver Rose into Clunan. Cross comes in from the right-hand side. Beeston tries to get a glancing connection on that with his head, but Ellis is in there first to clear. And then there's a late challenge from Kean Scales, and he will go into the book with a quarter of an hour gone.
Yeah, it was late, but I think it was an honest challenge. I think he did go for the ball. He just slightly missed time, slightly late, and he did catch the Chorley midfield player quite badly there. But I think he should be okay. But yeah, just going back to the corner, they've done that twice now. Just worked on that in training, starting a little bit deep, making their run slightly late as the ball's getting delivered. So they're attacking it with a little bit of pace and tempo. So obviously set pieces are a big talking point now. Lots of goals scored, conceded, whichever way you look at it, from set piece, a major part of the game.
What's your assessment with a quarter of an hour gone?
I don't think there's a lot in it. I think still back at what I say, Chorley started going brighter, a bit more on their front foot, a bit more energy about them, in and out of possession. Scunthorpe mainly down the right hand side, trying to get the ball out to Roberts. We've already seen a little bit of magic there. He was unlucky not to either get a crossing, or he could have gone down and taken the easy option and made the referee make a decision. But I need to use the width a little bit, because it is really congested in those central areas, and the main threat is obviously coming from Roberts down that right side.
Tom Carr, who was fouled by Kean Scales, is okay to continue, having received treatment from the physio, but he'll be off for at least 30 seconds or so. He's currently in conversation with the fourth official. So it's a free kick for Chorley on the right hand side in their own half, and it's going to be Matt Irwin again, the goalkeeper and skipper, to preside over this free kick, as Tom Carr is waiting to come on. Irwin steps forward, strokes it down the right hand flank. Tyler Denton heads away, another header from Danny Whitehall, and then a third from Michael Clunan, and then Mike Ellis wins a header, as does Clunan again, and it finally drops to the feet of the goal scorer Mike Calverley as Tom Carr is waved back onto the field. Chorley have their full complement of 10 outfield players again. Whitehall, will he decide to keep this in? No, he won't, but he's told Tyler Denton to keep going forward. Whitehall takes the throw himself, perhaps a touch too eagerly. Michael Clunan did well to bring that under control, firstly with his shoulder and then with the rest of his midriff. Rose, now possession with Scunthorpe United in the heart of defence with Maxime Coogan. Goes across to his centre-half partner Andrew Boyce, is immediately closed down by Carr. Denton turns it around the corner first time from the left-hand touchline, only picks out Joe Nolan, who slices it away. Hilbury watches an aerial ball come down, and there's a really nasty collision between Jack Sampson and Andrew Boyce, and the free kick goes against the Scunthorpe United centre-half.
Yeah, it was a slightly late challenge from Boyce. Both honest, going to look in their eyes on the ball and just call him slightly later. But yeah, they're just kind of soaking up all the pressure. Scunthorpe need to come up with a plan B, and like I say, I think if they try and get in those wide areas, either for fullbacks or to Beeston or Roberts, then that's probably where they're going to get enjoyed this afternoon.
Free kick for Chorley, slightly right of centre. It's a very good distance from goal, good 50 yards. Warren Clark, left-footed, stands it up into the Scunthorpe United penalty area. Header there from Scott Wilson is all wrong, and the assistant referee will spare his blushes because he was attacking that set piece from an offside position, just came off the side of his head as he tried to direct it across the iron penalty area. So an iron free kick on the edge of their own box, right of centre. Fitzsimons to take, goes from right to left. The target's Alfie Beeston. Mike Ellis gets there first to head away. Then Maxine Coogan with a booming header from the halfway line, puts that straight out for a throw into Chorley on their right.
It's interesting, they've got Nolan there sitting in midfield, and he's kind of doing two jobs. He's screening the centre halves, and he's also he's fronting Joe Rowley as well, so he's picking him up. So he's doing quite a good job in there without setting the world alight. Good defensively, and he's got a little bit of quality on the ball as well. So somehow they've got to try and find the balls into Whitehall at his chest, or maybe down the channels where there's a little bit of space and can exploit these two centre halves. But at the moment, Chorley are managing the game quite well.
Carl is dragged down by Coogan right in front of the assistant referee. I don't think Coogan can have too many complaints of that. It's again another one of those aerial balls. Chorley are just not letting it come down, which is to their credit, because I know what Scunthorpe United will try and do if they have possession. At the moment the ball's spending a lot of time in the air with 20 minutes played, so a Chorley free kick from the right, 10 yards in front of the right hand touchline, almost midway inside Scunthorpe United's half. Warren Clark with it again. Played in this division previously with Buxton before his somewhat controversial exit due to a dispute over funding a career-saving knee injury. Clark over the free kick, left-footed, hasn't really got the height on that, and Tyler Denton comfortably able to head away from just outside of the D. The ball spirals out wide to the left-hand side. Who's got the final touch on that? I think it was Joe Nolan ahead of Joe Rowley. So that's a throw to the iron. Midway inside their own half on the right. Oliver Rose, signed on loan from Peterborough United, 7 appearances for the Posh in all competitions so far this season before his move, with 4 of those coming in League One. Rose. Back to Fitzsimons. Takes a touch outside of his own penalty area. Right-footed diagonal ball from right to left again. Beeston wins his header, forces the ball inside, but Clunan can't get there first. Chorley will attempt to bring it out from the back here. Courtney Senior dropping deep, wriggling away from his marker. Rose tries to stab that in behind the iron back line, but it doesn't come off. Runs through to Fitzsimons, who lashes that into the Chorley half again. Danny Whitehall's coming from an offside position to turn that ball onwards out to the right hand side. Offside. Free kick to Chorley.
Yeah, it's a scrappy old game. Is looking at first, second contacts, and Chorley are doing it better at the moment than Scunthorpe. I say they've not really created too many chances at all, Scunthorpe, in the opening kind of 22, 23 minutes. Just think where they're going to create something. But they do need to get it out wide, need to get their compact out of position. As soon as they get the ball a little bit wider, a little bit more passing, try and draw these Chorley players out of their shape, because they're pretty kind of compact as the units. They've got a good shape about them, Chorley, so far.
Matt Irwin again to take the free kick for the hosts. Makes its way into the Scunthorpe United half. Header on. Boyce then nods clear. Drops to the goal scorer Mike Calvley. Now Courtney Senior on the left hand side crosses in. Boyce is there defending that situation at the near post. Rowley gets there first and knocks it back to Coogan, who boots the ball away from just inside of his own penalty area. Chorley onto it though with Warren Clark. Now Courtney Senior back into Magpies territory with Wilson, but his clearance is charged down by Rowley. Sniff, glimmer of an attack here for the visiting iron. Rowley back to Clunan. Still inside the Chorley half, but they've been forced backwards a touch. They've retreated into defence with Andrew Boyce. Now Kean Scales to the left-hand touchline with Tyler Denton. Beeston. Scales, who's getting a few boos from the home supporters for his earlier challenge on Tom Carr, which saw him enter the book. Beeston. Denton. Stringing a few passes together, but not able to get behind that Chorley back line. But here's Scales at the shot from distance. Didn't get the power or the direction on it, and it's easily dealt with by Matt Irwin.
Yeah, it's a little bit of combination with Clunan there. Just 1-2 around the corner, and then didn't really, it was a bit of an half-hearted strike, didn't really commit to it, bit of a side foot, he tried to curl it and it bounced and the goalkeeper gathered the ball, but I think that's probably their first shot on goal, I think.
Yep, indeed it is. Not that Chorley have had many shots either, one shot, one goal. It's not been a great game for the neutral, let's put it that way. Denton takes a tumble. Carr had a handful of his shirt. Denton realised that and went down. It was right in front of the assistant referee on this near touchline, to be fair, who gives a thumbs up to the main man in the middle. And it'll be a free kick for Scunthorpe United. Ross Fitzsimons over it. 5 yards in front of the left-hand touchline. And goes down the middle on this occasion. Ellis, there have been a couple of occasions where he's got clearances or headers wrong, and he's got a bit lucky. That one as well, just skimmed off the top of his head, but there was enough pace on it to run back through to goalkeeper Matt Irwin, who is taking his time. Ball in both palms of his hands at the moment. Danny Whitehall in an offside position currently. Doesn't go to charge down Irwin as he finally fires the ball into the iron half. Comes off Andrew Boyce's forehead, drops to Scott Wilson, who just leathers that back towards the Scunny penalty area. Carr's gone down again, holding his face following a duel with Andrew Boyce. The home supporters aren't happy with that. The physio will be waved on. 25 minutes gone, still Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 0 on BBC Radio Humberside Sports. Steve Torpey, what did you make of that one?
I always think Andrew Boyce was looking at the ball. His eyes didn't come off the ball, and he's put his arms up for protection and just to get a bit of balance. And he might have caught him slightly, but I don't think there's anything sinister in that. The referee thinks the same. Boyce is trying to explain what happened, and I totally 100% agree with him. There was nothing in it. Fair and honest challenge, and unfortunately the number 10 Carr just got on the end of a bit of a stray elbow, so he's coming. Carr's not happy. He's coming off shaking his head.
Well,
but
I'm wondering what he's unhappy about. Whether he's unhappy about the decision or whether he's unhappy about having to come off for another 30 seconds again. Yeah. He's getting a bit of grief from the Scunthorpe United supporters who are seated behind us, as you may be able to hear. And once again, he's having a chat with the fourth official. Those two becoming best friends this afternoon. Fitzsimons volleys the ball into the Chorley half. There's a header away, which will bounce out for an iron throw just behind the halfway line. Andy Priest not happy that Tom Carr's not being allowed on. Andy Priest, the Chorley boss, of course, who presided over his 1000th game in management in November last year. Coogan goes back to his goalkeeper Ross Fitzsimons. The ball just bobbled up in front of him, so Fitzsimons did well to boot it away rather than getting that one completely wrong. Boyce with the hoofed forward pass, bounces a couple of times inside the Chorley penalty area before it's cleared. Ball bounces off of Tyler Denton's knee, and there's a foot race between Andrew Boyce and Tom Carr here, and Boyce deciding not to take any chances, just flicks that one out of play for a Chorley throw-in on the right, but they've managed to gain a good bit of yardage there out of nothing.
And that's just a little bit of quality down the sides, nice little kind of spin back. Boyce had Mike didn't try and get caught out and try and keep the ball or kick it out and defend your final third, which he's done, and it's good play by Chorley, working the percentages.
Adam Henley, who has a couple of caps for Wales, the former Blackburn Rovers defender, and he will pick the ball up ahead of Alfie Beeston. Linked forward first time by Nolan, and awkward defending there from Scunthorpe United. It comes to nothing, but if Sampson had been a bit alert, he could have got onto that. And then there's a volley ball from Ross Fitzsimons. Callum Roberts goes down inside the penalty area, and the referee is unmoved. From one end to another there, Ross Fitzsimons with the volley forward. Callum Roberts had got him behind his man with a burst of pace, went down in the box. I think it was Scott Wilson nipping at his heels, but no penalty awarded. Here come the iron again, but that'll run back through in behind that iron back line. It comes to nothing, though. Tom Carr is offside. Play will continue. Tyler Denton, to say that, the referee's going to say he wants that to be a free kick rather than letting the play continue. penalty or no? Well, before we get on to that, because you're looking somewhat exasperated at the referee's decision there to not let play go on, but the penalty shout itself.
And I'm not sitting on the fence, it was completely in the opposite direction in the top corner of the pitch, so it's a little bit hard to see, but what a great strike from Fitzsimons, from defence to an attack within a split second. Roberts showed his pace, just got the side and got his kind of body in front of him, so it'd be interesting to see that one back. It was a close call, but the referee was in a relatively good position, considering he had to get from one side of the pitch to the other, and he kept up with play really well, so I'll give him the benefit of that, and so the referee's decision was right. And then the offside, I don't know why he gave offside, he could have just let play carry on down in Scunthorpe's defensive third, but he decided to give a free kick for some reason.
Boyce was sold a bit of a hospital pass there by Alfie Beeston. He's just thundered that forward ball into the back of Tom Carr, who's not having a great afternoon, nursing the side of his head at the moment, trying to shake that one off. Almost a nice idea there from Alfie Beeston, but Scunthorpe United onto the second ball. Rose into Roberts, 25 yards from goal, onto his left foot, tries to play a slide rule pass into the penalty area for Kean Scales, cut out by the Chorley defence. And there's a header from Courtney Senior that will go straight out of play for a Scunthorpe United throw. It's taken quickly by Oliver Rose, exchanges a 1-2 with Joe Rowley. Now back into defence with the right-sided centre-half Maxime Coogan. Here's Andrew Boyce, and they work it from right to left with Tyler Denton just over the halfway line, bobbled off a muddy bit of turf, so just had to boot it forward any way he could. Gets the throw in.
Just sense a little bit of energy starting to come into Scunthorpe's play. There's a bit more attacking prowess and a little bit more pace and directness in their play of the last 2 or 3 minutes, which is a good sign.
Half an hour gone here at Victory Park on BBC Radio Humberside Sport. Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 0. The goal coming as early as the 5th minute through Mike Calverley. We've just heard from former Scunthorpe United striker Steve Torpey. We're with you on digital radio, online via BBC Sounds as well. Take us with you on the app. Coogan puts his body in where he hurts, clears away and gets caught by Tom Carr again. Free kick for Scunthorpe United. Clunan drives that forward, aiming for Callum Roberts down the right. Clearance away. It'll be Ross Fitzsimons who comes well out of his penalty area to deal with it. He's got it away, but has only found touch with that clearance. Out for a Chorley throw.
And then Michael Clunan there, he's got acres of space in behind. He's tried to be too accurate, just going it like Chorley did. Try and play the percentage. If it goes over the defender's head, the space there where the ball will hold up, then you're going to question the fullback. What's he going to do? Is he going to kick out and then we can build? But just trying to be too precise with those passes, Clunan, at the moment.
Header inside from the throw. The ball eventually bounces around in midfield. Tyler Denton has had a bit of an awkward landing there. I'm not really sure that Courtney Senior made much contact, to be fair to the Chorley winger, but Scunthorpe United get some change out of the referee with a free kick here inside their own half, 5 yards behind the centre circle. Andrew Boyce thinks about going to his left-hand side, instead goes to his right to Maxime Coogan, plays a short pass across defence. Coogan with the long ball up top, aiming for Danny Whitehall. Header away by Ellis, doesn't get too much distance on it though. Whitehall's tracked the ball well, plays in Alfie Beeston behind, just a bit too much weight on that through ball from Danny Whitehall, and Matt Irwin is able to get there first.
Yeah, you can see what Whitehall tried to do there. Just give the defender the eyes and play it down the side of him, but just over it the pass. But a good movement by Beeston. Beeston's trying to enter the game and try and link, because Whitehall looks a little bit isolated up there. So if he does win any flick-ons, there's no one up there to support or go beyond. So we need to address that.
Clunan funnelled forward first time with the outside of his right foot. Too much on it. Bounces through to Irwin again, who has been working as a goalkeeping coach at Blackpool, away from training and playing for Chorley. Volleys it forward, it flies over Maxime Coogan's head. Uncertain defending, Sampson in behind, and it almost rolls home, and Scunthorpe United get out of jail there. Maxime Coogan should have just headed that away, but he watched the ball sail over his head. Then Andrew Boyce and Ross Fitzsimons looked at each other as if to say, who's going to deal with this? And it just bounces wide of goal.
Yeah, it was a hell of a kick from Irwin. It was near enough from one box to edge of the one box to the other, and Clune didn't know if to head it or kind of let it bounce. He let it bounce, and then that causes some trouble and uncertainty in the Scunthorpe defence. He got away with it, fortunately.
Surely buoyed by that on the attack, but Henley's pass is intercepted down the right wing. Rowley first time touches it on to Kean Scales, and that was a very late call from the referee. Surely players were protesting there that Kean Scales had controlled that pass inside with his hand. Referee waited, Chorley players protested, and in the end the referee agreed with the hosts and has awarded a free kick in Chorley's favour.
I don't know how he said. I think it was an handball, but I don't know how the ref said, because his left arm and the referee was on the right side of him, so he must have had some exceptional vision to give that one.
Free kick for Chorley, just inside the iron half, to the right of the centre circle. Clark floats it forward again. It comes off the side of Andrew Boyce's head. Thumped away, will bounce once and twice right on the right-hand touchline. Goes out for a Chorley throw. Goals in our other game, by the way. 2 big match commentaries for you on BBC Radio Humberside Sport. This one, Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 0 on digital radio and on BBC Sounds online. Our other one is on 95.9 FM and Freeview Channel 713. Chesterfield have equalised away at Grimsby Town in League 2, 1-1 in that game at Blundell Park. Denton with the backwards header. Andrew Boyce intervenes to clear, and then Danny Whitehall has caught Scott Wilson late, and Danny Whitehall for that will be the second Scunthorpe United player to receive a yellow card for a foul right on the edge of the centre circle in the 36th minute.
Just got to be careful, this referee. I think he could I don't know, sometimes you pick up on the vibes of the referee, and I just think he could throw a red card in there. I think he could be quite reactive. Already given Kean Scales a yellow card for, right, it was slightly late, but it was his first foul, and Danny Whitehall, so he needs to be a bit careful.
Scunthorpe United did have a player sent off here last season in September 2023, Will Evans being given his marching orders in that 1-1 draw. These are free kicks taken by Chorley. Alfie Beeston will try and bring it away. The cross comes in from the right hand side through Warren Clark. Scunthorpe United standing tall though, their head clear, and Oliver Rose goes sliding in, gets the deflection off of Courtney Senior, out for a throw. Rose takes it quickly. Michael Clunan onto the ball, directs it into the centre circle to Kean Scales. They send it over to the left now with Tyler Denton inside Chorley territory. Denton to Beeston, continues his run forward, and Beeston has lost it. Here's Tom Carr. Carr springs over the halfway line, rides the challenge of Alfie Beeston, puts him on his backside, but isn't able to make further ground. And Scunthorpe United have it back. Kean Scales drifts over to the left, has Tyler Denton in support, takes one touch too many, and he's lost it now to George Horbury. Horbury loses it to Rowley. Scunthorpe United back in possession. Across the halfway line from Clunan to Rose. Rose into Callum Roberts now on the right hand touchline, as Adam Henley up against him. Roberts on his left foot, crosses in swinger, brought down by Rowley, acrobatic kick towards goal, straight to Irwin.
Yeah, it's a good ball in from Roberts, right hand side. Great first touch by Rowley, just set him up for a volley, and I think as he struck it with his laces, he slightly slipped and didn't get good contact on, but nice, great first touch, set him up for the volley, and just unfortunately he slipped to the death.
Rowley looking for his first goal for Scunthorpe United, having started the last 4 games. Ball's brought down by Tom Carr, handball. Referee awards the free kick in the Irons' favour. Left of centre, 10 yards outside of their own penalty area. It'll be left for Ross Fitzsimons to deal with as that Iron defence pushes up towards the halfway line. Fitzsimons, right-footed, has spotted Denton running into a bit of space and picks him out. Denton though has to header the ball on inside. Boyce now, then Rowley with the flick on, chested down by Whitehall. He's been quite clearly fouled there from behind by Mike Ellis. Mike Ellis is saying he got a bit of the ball, but he's left one on the ankles there of Danny Whitehall, and it's a free kick for Scunthorpe United in a decent position here.
Yeah, it was good hold up play from Whitehall there. Just it down, and then it just come through him. He got the ball, but he also got the player. So definite foul. And like you said, Ollie, great position around about 25 yards out central. As there's 3 or 4 on the ball as usual. Who's going to take it?
3-4-man wall now for Chorley, which quite clearly hasn't been walked back the full 10 yards yet. It's currently level with the D, but here comes referee Joe Moss, and they will be walked back probably just inside their own penalty area. So those culprits over this free kick, Danny Whitehall and Callum Roberts. I think Michael Clunan has walked away from it. Danny Whitehall, the right-footed option, Callum Roberts on his left. Very central position, as Steve Torpey was saying, but 25 yards from goal, if you can get it up and over the wall and get a bit of bend on it, you could cause Matt Irwin a bit of trouble. Joe Moss blows his whistle. It'll be Whitehall over the wall, and just a whisker over the crossbar. Still 1-0 to Chorley.
Yeah, he's unlucky, got the dip, just dipped slightly later, just went a yard over the crossbar. I don't know if the goal kick would have had it covered, but it was a good intent, and just say that execution, those fine lines in it. Just Whitehall shaking his head, so near yet so far.
Scunthorpe United though having chances, and they have stifled Chorley since their opening goal.
Yeah, I think Scunthorpe have grown in the game, especially last 10 minutes. A bit more energy, like I said. A couple of half chances there. So probably Rowley having the best one on the volley. Just unlucky that he slipped. We've grown into the game slowly, I would say.
Ross Fitzsimons with the long forward pass. It's headed back into Scunthorpe United territory by Wilson, and then he boots it forward again. His second bite of the cherry. It's one in midfield by Michael Clunan, but his pass is intercepted by Nolan for the host. Horbury tried to wriggle free of Denton, almost did do so. Boyce clears away, but Chorley onto the second ball. Senior pass into Calverley, the goal scorer, 25 yards from goal. I think got caught in two minds there as to whether to shoot first time or pass. Went for the second option, and he fired it straight into a Scunthorpe United player. Long ball forward from Chorley. Rose has fluffed it somewhat inside his own box, but his fellow defenders get him out of trouble. Denton has sliced that straight out of play down the left-hand side for a throw to the Magpies.
He done well there, Rose, because he didn't know where the forward was, so he had to either take it down or clear it. Good decision. Tried to clear it with his left foot, I think it was, and got the height and distance, and good defending. He's done all right, Rose. He's not really ventured too far forward. More of a defensive fullback, I would say, on first impressions. But he's done okay.
Henley with the throw down the right. It's flicked on by Sampson, former England Youth International. Whitehall is dragged back. Joe Nolan had a hold of his left arm. Scunthorpe United not allowed to take the free kick quickly. Michael Clunan had done so, but it's dragged back by referee Joe Moss. Sampson standing right in front of Andrew Boyce as he plays it across defence to Maxime Coogan. Now out on the far side in front of the Dave Prescott stand that is in the middle of the Ashby Street Terrace opposite us here at Victory Park. Scales waits for the ball to roll over the halfway line before taking it on the half turn. Denton into Beeston, the pair exchange a 1-2. Denton drifts inside, now it's Rose, 30 yards from goal, hits it. Steve Torpey said earlier he was a defensive fullback, and that effort may have proved why. He got the ball 30 yards from goal, his eyes lit up, but it came right off the outside of his right boot and swerved well wide.
To be fair, Ollie, I think he did. I think he did it at a bobble, and I'm not making an excuse because he's come across his body, he's taken a good first touch, and he's lined up like you say. His eyes lit up, gone to smack it with his laces, and slight bobble. I would say I've given him the benefit of the doubt, being kind to the new young lad. So. Exactly.
Play back underway. Here is Rose, nips in first head of Carr, but the second ball falls to Sampson. Carr again, 25 yards from goal, left of centre, drags his effort. Should have been a regulation save for Ross Fitzsimons. Fumbled it initially. The closest player to him though was his own defender Andrew Boyce. So Fitzsimons gets away with it. Clunan miscontrols in the centre circle but keeps it moving away from Courtney Senior. Out wide to the right with Callum Roberts. Crosses in from deep, but it's blocked by Warren Clark. Scunthorpe United onto the second ball. Denton tries to put that in behind and spotted Rowley in a decent position. Here's Roberts, 20 yards from goal, wriggles free of one challenge, but then is brought down by Scott Wilson for the second, and another dangerous set-piece opportunity here for Scunthorpe United, and another yellow card is coming out, I think. Indeed it is. I don't think it was Scott Wilson, was it? I think it's Mike Horbury, actually, who's gone into the book. Maybe he's said one word too many.
It was definitely a foul, wasn't it? It was a blatant free kick. So again, another great position, similar to the position before, maybe a yard closer to the goal.
George Horbury, I'm getting Mike Cowley and George Horbury mixed up, I think, or maybe I'm not, but George Horbury goes into the book. As Steve Torpey says, very similar position, much bigger wall for Chorley on this occasion. 5 men in the wall, just inside their own penalty area. Maybe a touch further forward from a Scunthorpe United perspective, but not by much. So a bit more of a challenge to get it up and down. Callum Roberts, Danny Whitehall over it again. Michael Clunan's there also. We're going to see how many minutes of additional time are going to be attached to the end of this first half, as Andy Butler watches on from his own technical area. Fur-lined hooded coat. And if you could show us the LED board this way, thank you very much. 2 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half. Roberts and Whitehall over the free kick again. Joe Moss blows his whistle. Whitehall jogs away from it, so it's Roberts over the wall this time. And he's found the top corner. Another brilliant free kick delivery from Callum Roberts over the wall into the top right hand corner. Matt Irwin could do absolutely nothing about that, and just before the stroke of half time, Scunthorpe United are level through that man again, Callum Roberts.
Yeah, great bit of quality when he lined up. He pushed Danny Whitehall off. I'm going to have this, he said, and he bent it in perfect, nice curl. Keeper's dived. As he's dived, he's ended up in the net, got a palm to it, but just pushed it into the roof of the net. Fantastic end to the first half, and I would say thoroughly deserved. They really have improved over as the game's gone on, especially last 10 minutes.
Another piece of magic from Callum Roberts, his 15th goal of the season, and we are all square here at Victory Park. Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 1 here on BBC Radio Humberside Sport, with less than a minute of additional time to go before the end of this first half. Chorley on the attack down their left. Maxine Coogan will shepherd that out for a throw. Andy Priest not happy when that equalising goal went in. The Chorley manager slammed his hand into the roof of the dugout, but Scunthorpe United and Priest's opposite counterpart Andy Butler will be delighted. They have probably been the better side as this first half has wore on. So it's a long ball forward from the iron that Alfie Beeston will chase down, but headed back to Matt Irwin by Mark Ellis. Pretty much played all 2 minutes of additional time. Indeed we have now. The tunnel has been extended already as part of the main stand here, waiting for the players to go back into their respective dressing rooms, and there goes the half-time whistle. Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 1 in the National League North at half-time. Chorley had taken the lead in the 5th minute, caught Scunthorpe United sleeping. A free kick from left to right was touched on by Mark Ellis, and Mike Cowley from the right-hand side of the penalty area hitting the ball towards goal on the half volley. Ross Fitzsimons got a hand to it. Perhaps he should have done better, but couldn't keep it out. Chorley ahead, but then it was that man again, Callum Roberts, so important for Scunthorpe United this season, with a magical dead ball delivery around 25 yards from goal, very central position, left-footed, up and over the wall, into the top right-hand corner. Matt Irwin got a hand to it, but couldn't keep it out. All square at the break then. at Victory Park. It's Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 1 on BBC Radio Humberside Sports. Steve Torpey.
Yeah, a real contrast to two halves of the first half, I would say. Struggled to get going. Chorley started the better of the two teams, a bit more tempo, a bit more energy. Scunthorpe have grown into the game, especially last 10-15 minutes. Created some half chances, couple of good chances, I would say. But then we always said Roberts, a little bit of quality within the team that, that's the difference at the moment. But Scunthorpe thoroughly deserved back into the game. Can they build that on the second half and maybe go on to win this game?
Second half commentary to come on digital radio as well as on BBC Sounds. Take us with you if you've got plans on this Saturday afternoon on the app on your mobile or tablet. Half time at Victory Park in the National League North. It's Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 1. We are going to be reuniting our frequencies and we will take you to our other game at Blundell Park between Grimsby Town and Chesterfield. 1-1 there, your commentary team for that one. Matt Dean is alongside the former Town defender Gary Croft.
Our defence, which created more errors. When you look at the pitch, it's really cutting up, and they forced them errors out of town and just gathered more momentum and more pressure, and they've had the ball in the box so many times that something had to give, didn't it?
The thoughts of Gary Croft here at Blundell Park. So at the interval, it is Grimsby Town 1, Chesterfield 1. Second half commentary to come.
Thank you, Matt. 1-1 then in your FM and Freeview commentary between Grimsby Town and Chesterfield, and it's 1-1 as well in your digital radio and BBC Sounds commentary. Scunthorpe United, that big game against Chorley, and Ollie Turner all level 1-1 there as well.
Indeed it is here at Victory Park in the National League North. Scunthorpe United will be disappointed because they fell behind in the 5th minute, really caught napping from a routine free kick. It was sent from left to right from out wide on the touchline, touched on by defender Mark Ellis, who was up from the back, and there was Mike Calverley unmarked right hand side of the penalty area, hit it towards goal on the half volley right footed. Ross Fitzsimons got a glove to it, perhaps should have done better but couldn't keep it out. Chorley in front early doors through Calverley in the 5th minute, but Scunthorpe United grew into the game and got the equaliser that they deserved just before the half-time whistle, and it was another moment of magic from Callum Roberts, his 15th goal of the season. Another brilliant dead ball delivery, very central position, just shy of 25 yards from goal. He's got it up and over the wall and bent it into the top right hand corner. Matt Irwin got a hand to it but could only push it into the roof of his own net. All square then at the break here at Victory Park. It's Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 1.
Lots of potential and positives for the second half commentary of Grimsby Town and Scunthorpe United coming up shortly. Let me bring you the half-time scores, starting with the Premier League, and not a single goal between the three games in the Premier League from the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Brentford, Liverpool, Leicester, Fulham and West Ham United against Crystal Palace, all goalless. Earlier on in the Premier League, AFC Bournemouth had a big 4-1 win at Newcastle United, and the evening kickoff is a 5:30 between Arsenal and Aston Villa. 3 o'clock kickoffs in the Championship, goalless Bristol City at Coventry, Derby County 0, Watford 1, goalless Luton and Preston, as is Oxford and Blackburn Rovers, Sheffield United 1, Norwich 0, West Bromwich Albion 0, Stoke City 1, West Bromwich Albion naming Tony Mowbray back as their new manager yesterday, and it's goalless between Portsmouth and Middlesbrough. The earlier games, Cardiff beat Swansea by 3-0 in that all-Wales derby. Plymouth 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1, and Hull City, of course, their victory 1-0 at Millwall. Reflections on that from head coach Ruben Sayers shortly. Into League 1 and the 3 o'clock kickoffs, Birmingham City 1, Exeter 0, Bolton Wanderers 1, Cambridge United 2, Bristol Rovers 1, Barnsley 0, Crawley Town 0, Burton Albion 1, goalless Mansfield and Wickham, Reading 0, Stockport County 2, Rotherham United 3, Charlton 1, and Stevenage and Wigan is goalless. From the earlier games, it's finished Blackpool 2, Huddersfield 2, Peterborough and Leyton Orient was goalless, Northampton Town 0, Lincoln City 1. League 2 now, and it's Accrington 0, Notts County 2, goalless AFC Wimbledon and Tranmere, Bromley 0, Colchester United 1. As you know, Grimsby Town Chesterfield 1-1, Morecambe and Crewe is goalless. games. Port Vale 1, Newport County 2, Salford City 0, Fleetwood Town 2, Swindon Town 1, Barrow 0, and 1-1 between Walsall and Milton Keynes Dons. The games from the earlier kickoffs: Carlisle 0, Bradford 1 at full time, as is Gillingham 0, Doncaster 1 in League 2. And finally, the National League North for the time being, and at half time it's Buxton 1, Peterborough Sports 1, goalless Chester and Alfreton Town, Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 1, second half commentary to come, Curzon, Ashton and Brackley goalless, as is Hereford Southport and Kidderminster and Warrington. King's Lynn Town 1, Marine 0, Leamington 2, Darlington 1, Needham Market and Radcliffe is goalless, and it's Spennymoor Town 1, Rushall Olympic 0.
Winter has arrived,
Little bit of wintry sunshine out and about.
bringing icy roads
Could even have a few patches of frost.
and stormy nights.
Amber warning from the Met Office.
Perhaps bringing some localised flooding.
As the winter weather takes hold, we're here when you need us.
BBC Radio Humberside.
Torrential rain.
3 flood warnings.
It is looking cold.
Some stormy weather this weekend.
Possibility of snow.
Amber warning for snow and ice.
There could be some accumulations of snow, up to 10 inches of snow.
BBC Radio Humberside.
Every game live. BBC Radio Humberside Sport.
So both of your games in the 3 o'clock kickoffs locally are at 1 apiece, delicately poised with the second half to come. Earlier on, Hull City earned a hard-fought victory at Millwall in the early kickoff today. Jake Cooper's own goal was enough to lift the Tigers out of the Championship's relegation zone. Alex Burgess has been talking to the City head coach, Ruben Sayers.
Ruben, so much to talk about. First of all, congratulations on the 3 points. Let's just start with the starting lineup. If you're good, you surprised us a little bit with 1 and 2 of the selections. Sean McLaughlin at left back. The goalkeeper was always a big decision to make. What was your thinking in terms of your starting 11?
Well, we were thinking to win the game, and what was the best way to do it. We thought Carl has been training well as Ivor, and we thought it was the moment to make a change and explore that line. In terms of the defensive line, Finn has been working excellent since the first moment we arrived, and he deserved the opportunity to go there. We knew that it was a game that we needed some headers in the pitch, and then Sean as a left back, it was a combination between having a player that can defend 1-against-1 situation. We expected today maybe Eze, maybe Femi assist. It didn't happen at the end, but we expected a team with very powerful wingers, and also that can give us an extra header without taking offensive power, and that was really the decision.
Yeah, what did you make of the game as a whole, Ruben?
Well, I think it's a difficult game always to come here and try to perform. I make the game was we have some phases that we control the game, and then we create situations and we should go in front. There is some situations that we didn't find the pass and we end up being a little bit under pressure, but overall I think it's a good performance. A team that can, I think my team showed today that they can play in different scenarios and still be powerful, aggressive and win football matches, and that's the feeling that I get from the game.
Talk us through the goal, Ruben. It was hard for us to see quite what happened. I'm not sure if you've seen it back yourself yet. What was your view of it?
Well, the goal is an own goal. But the goal is a situation that the goalkeeper just make a long pass. Steven Althate just put the ball down, play to Regan, fantastic ball carrier, give and go, attack the space, and then we were in the situations that we wanted to be. We have a runner in the first post, runner in the back post, another runner arriving, and every ball there, either we score or it's very difficult to defend, and the ball went in.
Yeah, is it fair to say there weren't too many clear-cut chances perhaps, but there were chances for both teams? Millwall had a couple of opportunities with headers in the first half, and there were 2 or 3 driving runs in the second period, Regan Slater being the instigator of a couple of those.
I think the most clear chance in the game was the Abu Kamara situation in the first half. That was the most clear, and they have a couple of set plays that I don't think it demand too much from the goalkeeper in terms of the finishing action or the saves. I think it was an equal game, and if there is one situation there, it was more the situation for Abu than anything.
Abu's a young player, has clearly got talent. How do you manage him, Ruben, with a situation like that? Because you're right, it was probably the best chance of the game, and he didn't take it.
Well, last week he scored 2 goals, and he's a powerful finisher, and sometimes it happens. So his intention was to put the ball in the net. We need to continue working to giving him solutions about how to solve those situations so he can be more effective. But things happen in the game, and as that situation didn't went in, another situation when we make it, maybe we miss the pass. So it's always about details, and we will continue working, teaching, and helping them to be the best version of themselves.
You lost your captain in the first half, which was unfortunate. A couple of great challenges from him, and he injured himself in one of those. What can you tell us about Louis?
Well, it was like he has 2 circumstances. He was twist his ankle a little bit. That's the first one, and he has a cut in the ankle also that they need to take it to the specialist now. We don't know still if it's going to be a short term or a very short term, or we need a little bit more. We are still waiting. Yeah, it doesn't sound like he's going to be fit for Tuesday. We don't really know. Because it can be that they clean and they just make the don't know, you calm me down on that. they just clean,
stitches, yeah.
Exactly, make the stitches or whatever he needs, and that's it. Or it can be a little bit more. Yeah.
3 debutants today for your team. What did you make of their performances?
Well, I think they show exactly what we need from them. Joe Gerhardt is a very dynamic player that can play in the 3 positions. Started in the left, ended up in the right. Very aggressive in the 1-against-1, very powerful in the body contact, very good left foot, and good in the intensity and counter press. Matt Crooks is a beast in the middle of the pitch as an 8. You saw him winning duels, winning second actions, applying pressure, combining and having his quality arriving into the final third. And then Nordin is an experienced player that needs to help us in moments like today when he needed to get a couple of free kicks, a couple of situations, can go run forward, can pass people. So I think the 3 of them are different in terms of what they can give us, but they show today why they are here with us.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about Nordin with his age, which you can understand. He's 37, coming on 38. In that brief cameo, he looked, not only is he clearly got ability, you don't play that many games without having ability, but he looks like a bit of a character as well, which is probably a good thing for what is quite a young team, I suggest.
Yeah, I think Nordin is not only Nordin. I think Matt also is a very, very great character. Nordin has a different one coming from abroad. He's a winner. He's competitive and he wants to do things. When you speak with him, the first thing that impresses you is that he wants to do things, and then it's going to be for us just to manage and to keep him fit to be the best version of for us.
Ruben, no Ryan Longman, no Ryan Giles today. What can you tell us about them?
Well, that was my decision. I didn't think they were ready to support us or perform for us today, and I decided to keep them out of the squad.
Okay. Any movement in terms of them leaving the club? There's been lots of speculation about both of those players.
Not that I know right now. The sports director is working on it, and if it's something the club will communicate in the near future.
There is more to that interview. You'll find the whole thing, Ruben Sayers talking to Alex Burgess. It's available on BBC Sounds, or it will be shortly. Just search for Hull City on BBC Sounds for the full interview. More reaction to come from City after 5 o'clock, along with the reaction to our 2 afternoon kickoffs. Let's no sign yet of the Scunthorpe United and Chorley team, so we'll kick things off with second half commentary of Grimsby against Chesterfield, commentary from Matt Dean and also Gary Croft.
Thanks very much. Welcome back to Blundell Park. The Mariners players first out of the dressing rooms for the second period, still awaiting the Chesterfield ones. Although, having said that, with great timing, Grimes steps forward and out of the tunnel for Chesterfield to lead out his teammates. The Scunthorpe United players are back out at Chorley, so we'll offer you a choice of listening in the second half like we were in the first. If you want iron commentary, you'll need to be on DAB Digital Radio or BBC Sounds. If you want Grimsby Town, it's 95.9 FM and Freeview 713 as we go our separate ways now.
Thank you very much, Matt. Both sets of players, as you've just been hearing, are back out here onto the field at Victory Park. Doesn't look like, any changes for either side. Chorley preparing to take the kick-off. The hosts will be attacking from right to left in this second half towards their own supporters in the Duke Street Terrace towards our left-hand side, in their traditional black and white striped shirts with red trim, black shorts with red trim and red socks. Scunthorpe United shooting from left to right towards their own supporters, some tucked underneath the Frank Powell stand, some either side as part of the Pilling Lane end. Scunthorpe United in their away yellow shirts with navy sleeves, navy shorts and yellow socks. We are back underway then. Chorley 1, Scunthorpe United 1 in the National League North, live here on BBC Radio Humberside Sport, one of your two big match commentaries on this Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock in terms of 3 o'clock kickoffs, as Michael Clunan has robbed Courtney Senior cleanly of the ball, feeds it back to Ross Fitzsimons, who punts it up the field. It stays in play. Warren Clark touches it on, then sliced out by Maxime Coogan for a throw. The iron line-up, no changes. Fitzsimons the goalkeeper, Rose, Coogan, Boyce and Denton the back four, Clunan and Scales. Clunan, of course, wearing the captain's armband, shielding that defence, and Rowley playing in behind a front three of Beeston, Whitehall and Roberts. Here is Roberts to clear. The Scunthorpe United substitutes: Evans, Ubazonu, Beck, Law and Federa. Rose with the latest clearance. It's picked up by Courtney Senior. Fed into Sampson. Rolls his man Boyce on the edge of the penalty area before firing a shot in from the left-hand side of the box. But it's well wide of the target, still 1-1.
Bit of a tight angle, weren't it, there on his left foot? Tried to beat Boyce, I think it was, and swivel, but cute angle and well over the crossbar.
Thoughts of your expert summariser here on BBC Radio Humberside Sport. Former Iron striker Steve Torpey. The Chorley lineup: Irwin, the goalkeeper and caps, in the back four: Henley, Wilson, Ellis and Clark, Nolan, Calverley, Horbury and Senior in midfield, Sampson and Carr the two centre forwards. On the Chorley bench: Torre, Eze, Blakeman, Hall and Campbell. Ellis, has he got enough on that flick back to his goalkeeper Irwin? Yes, he has. Irwin boots it up into the air, into the Scunthorpe United half. It's chested down to George Horbury, lays it off and feeds it into the path of Henley. Henley trying to twist and turn away from Kean Scales, but Scales watched him all the way, wins the ball cleanly and clears, but it'll come back out wide to that right-hand side. It's turned infield to Calverley, the goal scorer. Calverley aiming for Sampson with the pass. Not the best of clearances first time from Rose, but gets a bit more distance on the second. And Calverley again there looking a bit hesitant as to whether he should pull the trigger or from distance or not. Had a similar opportunity in the first half and decided to pass. Did so again there. Perhaps the confidence not flowing through his veins from that goal as early as the 5th minute. Chorley get the ball back to their goalkeeper Matt Irwin. I'm laughing at Scott Wilson pointing towards the referee saying, look, Danny Whitehall touched me there. Whitehall, of course, on a yellow card in this second half. Senior twists away from Rose and Roberts into Warren Clark in an advanced position down the Chorley left, just outside the Scunthorpe United box. It ricochets in between Rose and Roberts, and Oliver Rose is not able to stop that from going behind the dead ball line and out for a corner kick. Chorley starting the second half in the same way that they did the first, brightly.
Yeah, definitely evident there that they've started the first 2 or 3 minutes on their front foot. Scunthorpe a little bit slow in their approach, but hopefully they start to get into the second half a little bit more like they did in the first half. Create a few more chances maybe.
A corner kick from the left. I can't see who's taking it because a Scunthorpe supporter is blocking my view as it comes in towards the near post, and Ross Fitzsimons almost caught out there but rushes towards his near stick to catch it and then volleys it forward again. Not as brilliant an execution as that volley that got Roberts in behind for the penalty shout, but nearly number 10 was able to latch onto it. But from one end to another, here's Carr from the right hand side of the Scunthorpe United box for Chorley, fires across him but it's cleared away and out for a throw to the Magpies on the right.
Yeah, there was a little bit disorganised there with the back three. Boyce was slightly pushed on, Coogan was slightly behind him, and they nearly had an opportunity there, Chorley. Just need to, if you're going to keep that line, make sure you're in a straight line. You can't afford to have one or two dropping off and out of sync a little bit there.
Chorley, long throw from the right hand side, flicked on and goes behind. It was Sampson who made the connection with his head, and he's put that out for a Scunthorpe United goal kick, which Ross Fitzsimons is over and will obviously be put off and jeered by the home supporters behind him in the Duke Street Terrace. Fitzsimons, right-footed, proper ground here at Victory Park with that massive terrace behind the goal to our left-hand side. Warren Clark has burst away from Callum Roberts into Courtney Senior. Jinks inside onto his right foot, urged to shoot. Fitzsimons pushes it away, and the rebound is turned home by Jack Sampson, and Chorley restore their lead, and it's the number 9 put back into the starting lineup who gets the goal. It was a shot from distance from Courtney Senior through a sea of bodies, and you could tell that Ross Fitzsimons didn't see it until late, just pushed it back into the area of danger, and Sampson, the number 9, alert to it, fired home the rebound, and Chorley are back in front with 5 minutes gone of this second half. The Magpies lead Scunthorpe United by 2-1.
Deja vu. It's like 5 minutes into the first half, 5 minutes in the second half. A little bit unfortunate. He's whipped in, and it didn't really look like he was going to trouble Fitzsimons. I think that one of the Scunthorpe players was in front and he ducked. And Fitzsimons see it really late, like you said. And all he could do was parry it down, and Sampson was there. An easy tapping from about 3 or 4 yards. Disappointing start to the second half for Scunthorpe.
Certainly a question for Andy Butler afterwards. Conceding goals right at the start of both halves. Scunthorpe United trail again by 2-1 here at Victory Park in the National League North. Throw for Chorley on their right hand side with Adam Henley. Jogs over the halfway line before hurling it forward. Header away, then Nolan nods it on for the hosts. Wilson watches it come down from the halfway line, heads it away. Boyce with the latest header. Eventually it's brought down by Beeston, hits it in behind on the half volley. Just drifted away from Callum Roberts. He was in behind there for a moment. Roberts forced out wide by Warren Clark. Roberts nutmegs him delightfully. Pulls it back to Clunan, 20 yards from goal. Slides it in behind for Oliver Rose. First time cross in towards the near post. Wilson is there to head away. Who will get onto the loose second ball? It's Clunan there, but under pressure from Senior, puts out for a throw to Chorley on their left.
Yeah, you can see Rose there to really watch the ball. He's in a good position out wide, looking to cross in with his right foot, and the pitch is a little bit bobbly, and I don't make any excuses, but it does make a hell of a difference. When you've got a decent surface to play on, compared to this kind of dry, kind of muddy pitch.
Scunthorpe United players and supporters not happy once again that referee Joe Moss has dragged play back for a Scunthorpe United free kick when they were on the front foot. Could have allowed the action to continue. The free kick is 5 yards behind the halfway line, right of centre. It's taken quickly. Oliver Rose, closed down by Courtney Senior, goes back to Maxime Coogan, across defence to Andrew Boyce, and now they manoeuvre it over to the left-hand side with Kean Scales. Kean Scales threads it in behind, flag stays down. Tyler Denton with the first time cross. Clearance away by Wilson on the edge of his own 6-yard area. Scunthorpe United come again out on that far side with Denton. Denton flicks infield, but it's in front of Alfie Beeston. He wasn't going to be able to get to that, and Chorley clear, and they can just push that defensive line up, having been camped on the edge of their own penalty area. Fitzsimons slices it forward off the outside of his right boot, header away, but it drops to Michael Clunan. Denton, Clunan again, still inside the Chorley half. Beeston drops deep to pick up the ball. Through ball to Whitehall, flick back to Beeston. Now it's Scales, delightful move here. Scales though flashes it across the face at the 6-yard area, but it's straight into the gloves of Matt Irwin.
Yeah, great position down that left-hand side. Scales, a little bit of quality, just crossed it too close to the goalkeeper. Pulled that back a yard or so more. The two Scunthorpe players coming in on it. Unlucky, but again, started not great, but building their way into the game, and plenty of time to get him back into it, so I'm not too concerned at the moment.
But again, the other theme, Steve, 2 shots, 2 goals.
Yeah. Yeah, which was exactly the same as last week.
I've not made any other, bar the yellow for George Horbury at the end of the first half, I've not made any other Chorley notes.
Yeah, and that was exactly like last week. I think they had 3 shots on target and two goals last week.
The ball at the moment is with the Chorley goalkeeper and captain Matt Irwin. Volleys forward from the edge of his own penalty area. Boyce will watch it come down. It comes off his shoulder, but he gets it away. Then Ellis with the header back into the Scunthorpe United half. It's Picked up inside the iron box by Ross Fitzsimons. Rolls it out, takes one touch. Sampson, the goal scorer, closes in. But Fitzsimons boots it forward. Beeston gets a touch on the ball ahead of Henley, who was just waiting for that to come down to head away and wasn't expecting Beeston to get there first. So Scunthorpe United keep possession. Back to Tyler Denton. Denton breaks the lines with his pass to Whitehall, rolls away from one Chorley player and works it back into defence with Maxine Coogan. Now Rose on the halfway line. Coogan, the Cameroonian, on the ball again, across to Boyce on the edge of the centre circle, carries the ball over the halfway line, puts out his left palm gesturing for options, fizzes it over to the left. Alfie Beeston not able to bring that under control, comes off his left shoulder, goes out for a throw, and the fourth official is preparing his LED board at the moment for a change, just trying to work out. I think it's going to be Scunthorpe United to make the first substitution with 10 minutes gone of this second half, and it's going to be Carlton Ubazonu who's set to come on against his former side. And there'll also be an iron debut in a moment for Mo Federa, signed on an initial 1-month loan from York City yesterday. The action goes on though. Scunthorpe United on the attack, flicked in behind for Kean Scales. Scales left hand side the area. Whitehall with the back heel, not enough on it, and there's a clearance away inside the Chorley 6-yard box. Rose just about got enough on that ball away from Courtney Senior, and then is bundled over by the Rochdale loanee. Free kick. Clunan wants to take it quickly, but the referee wants the substitutions to take place first. So I can see the number 20, so I think Kean Scales is going to be coming off in the 57th minute. May tick over into the 58th. It will probably tick over into the 58th because the Chorley player at the moment is receiving treatment, so that will delay the substitutions. In actual fact, they'll happen now. So there we go, the first substitution. Kean Scales off, Carlton Ubazonu on, and Joe Rowley is coming off to be replaced by Mo Federa. Thoughts on the substitution, Steve Torpey?
It's very similar to last week's. Made them really early into the second half. Interesting because need to try and make it a bit more of a mark on the game, but it was very early for me. I thought they were doing okay going into the second half like they did the first half. Be interested to see these two a bit more maybe dynamic in terms of forward thinking. So obviously need to get back in the game as soon as they can, and obviously looking to do that with the wide players off Whitehall. Whitehall staying down the middle, and I don't know if Roberts is going to go more central by the looks of it, and maybe look to play off Whitehall with Beeston as well. So lots of options off the bench in terms of forward, and you've still got Mark Beck who can maybe come on last ditch attempt to get anything out of the game, but we've still got plenty of time to claw back into the game and to get a point, or at least 1 point, or if not 3.
Chorley have made a change as well. The goal scorer who is receiving treatment, Jack Sampson, has come off to be replaced by Cole Houle, who scored the equaliser at Glanford Park when these two sides last met in August at the GP. And Cole with his first touch, it's a heavy one, gets Scunthorpe United back on the ball, and then Carlton Ubazonu gifts possession back to his former club, but wrestles it off of Courtney Senior and then nutmegs Tom Carr as well. Ubazonu still going, does well to keep the ball there, but the pass isn't the best. Clunan first time puts it in behind. Callum Roberts not on the same wavelength, and Clunan's pass trickles over the touchline and out for a Chorley throw.
I don't know if he's trying to say that the yellow is clashing with the green referee's assistant. I don't know. So maybe it's when your red's not fully up and you just see that shirt, but there's a bit of a difference. There's a green and a bright yellow.
Cole Hall goes down, the Bermudan. No free kick, play goes on, and then Oliver Rose is fouled, and now Joe Moss does blow his whistle for a Scunthorpe United free kick, and Moss is just going to calm play down, but Rose isn't having any of that. Gets the action back underway quickly. Federa's first touch is to shovel the ball back to Andrew Boyce. Tyler Denton over the halfway line. Forward his pass goes. Mo Federa slips. He was the target. Adam Henley clears away. Will travel back back into the Scunthorpe United half with Maxime Coogan, chased down by Cole Hall, so he feeds the ball into Oliver Rose. Rose to Ubazonu, 15 goals in the National League North for Chorley last season in 46 games before his move to the Iron in the summer. Fitzsimons, his long ball forward just about bounces into the Chorley half. Videra, options left and right, 30 yards from goal, flicks it in behind. Roberts, palmed away and pushed behind by Matt Irwin, out for a corner. Still 2-1 to Chorley.
Yeah, Roberts has gone more central, looking to link up with Beeston and Whitehall, and really great effort on his left foot, spun in behind, first time across the goalkeeper, just managed to get a fingertip save and push it past the far post.
Corner kick is taken short, and that is amateur hour from a Scunthorpe United perspective. Ubazonu getting the pass from an offside position, or the exchange of passing from the short corner was from an offside position, so that set piece comes to absolutely nothing. Chorley free kick.
Disappointing because you're on the ascendancy there. Good little bit of play, and to play a 1-2 with Ubazunu and Roberts is offside. Like I say, basic stuff that they should be aware of, really.
And now Matt Irwin is taking some time by not placing the ball in the correct position. I don't know why he's moaning so much about it. It's such a rather petty thing to complain about. He's only been forced a yard backwards, if anything, from right in front of his own dead ball line. Maybe that's why he's complaining, because he's put it straight into touch.
Oh, God.
So a throw in for Scunthorpe United in front of Andy Priest, the Chorley manager, finds Callum Roberts. Roberts with the forward pass, clearance away by Chorley as Cole Hall bounces off of Maxime Coogan as he tried to chase it down. Fitzsimons short, out from his own penalty area to Rose. Rose is closed down quickly by Senior, so it's back to Fitzsimons again, this time going long. Bit of a wrestling match between Ellis and Whitehall, and then Ubazonu jumps in late to the Chorley defender. I don't really think he's left anything on him, but Carlton Ubazonu against his former club goes into the book.
Yeah, he was a little bit unlucky. It was kind of the defender's ball all day, and he's tried to challenge and just caught him with a bit of a stray elbow. I don't think there's anything sinister in it majorly, but the referee is a little bit booking happy, isn't he? He's made some bookings that I would argue against, and maybe a little bit soft, and that was probably one of them.
So a free kick for Chorley is... I'm trying to tell what Matt Irwin's talking to the referee about. I was wondering if he was still moaning about the placement of that earlier free kick, but he dusts off his goalkeeping gloves, ready to take this free kick from midway inside his own half from a Chorley perspective, slightly left of centre. Chorley have pushed their defensive line up to the halfway line. Irwin out to the left. Cole Hall heads it inside. Denton is there to push it into the path of Alfie Beeston, who will scamper forward with Horbury on his shoulder. Beeston into Federa. Federa now puts it in behind. Can Denton get there first? Yes, he can. Cross comes in. Whitehall's free! There's the equaliser. Scunthorpe United draw themselves level again. Brilliant free-flowing move. Beeston into Federa, put it behind for Denton to run onto. He had the legs to get there before the ball travelled over the dead ball line. First time cross from the byline, and Whitehall's unmarked to head home. And it's that duo again. Roberts with the goal in the first half, Whitehall with the goal in the second. And those two, their goal scoring exploits are helping Scunthorpe United massively this season. Whitehall with his header gets the iron level at Chorley.
Yeah, really well worked. Goal down that left hand side. It's a great ball, great weighted ball, and it's a great delivery in the far post, and it's a striker's dream. It went over the goalkeeper's head, and literally Whitehall was 2 yards out. All he had to do was hit the target, and he scored another goal. So he's on a real rich vein of form, Whitehall. Long may it continue, but deserved. Again, it started slowly, but built their way into it after the first 10 minutes. And really, Scunthorpe, in terms of possession and performance, probably deserved that, and they should be maybe in front.
Danny Whitehall, 4 goals in his last 3 games now. And it's 12 for the season, but back come Chorley, senior, trying to wriggle in between two Iron players. Doesn't succeed. Chorley try again, and Scott Wilson is chopped down to the ground by Alfie Beeston. Well, I think, given what he's given yellow cards for, Beeston should go into the book there, but incredibly inconsistent refereeing, and it's just a Chorley free kick.
Yeah, especially in that kind of area of the pitch as well, is in Scunthorpe's defensive third of the pitch. No, it's probably about 25, 30 yards out, I would say. But yeah, it was a blatant foul, and like I say, lack of consistency, but probably in a good way for Scunthorpe not banishing another yellow card.
20 minutes gone in this second half on BBC Radio Humberside Sports. If you're just listening in on digital radio, online via BBC Sounds. Decent game in terms of the scoreline. Chorley 2, Scunthorpe United 2, but the hosts have themselves a dead ball delivery opportunity through Warren Clark. Chorley fans aren't happy about something. Warren Clark doesn't believe the Wolves are full 10 yards away, and Joe Moss agrees. They are tiptoeing backwards ever so slightly. That three-man iron wall of Alfie Beeston, Danny Whitehall and Michael Clunan. Floated in by Warren Clark towards the back post. Who's got the final touch on that? Chorley player. Goal kick to the iron.
Yeah, it was a good ball in. I thought it was gone over Ubzunu's head, and I thought there was going to be a Chorley player, just didn't read the situation, that fell and come off his legs and went out for a goal kick for Scunthorpe. But a little bit more of energy. Both teams are going for it. There's no team settling for a draw by any means. Both teams are attacking. I think Scunthorpe got that little bit more quality now up front, and hopefully a little bit more legs. And can they get this? Can they get this winner? Plenty of time to go.
Denton. Diagonal ball from left to right. Clark has missed his header. Can Ubazonu get there first? No, he can't. Clark just had the extra legs, but Ubazonu charges down the clearance, out for a Chorley throw on their left-hand channel. And it's going to be Warren Clark, ready to hurl this down the line. Aiming for Cole Hall. Coogan misses his header. Andrew Boyce cynically trying to haul Tom Carr down to the ground. And again, there we go. It had to be a yellow card. Andrew Boyce, the latest to go into the book now.
Yeah, just need to settle down. Don't need to get into any shenanigans. A bit pushy and shovey. This referee has got the potential to banish a red card for sure. 2 yellow cards. If that hopefully it won't be Scunthorpe players on the receiving end.
Well, 3 Iron players on the pitch at the moment have bookings. Danny Whitehall, Colton Ubazonu, Andrew Boyce. Keane Scales was the other to receive a yellow card in the first half, but he's since gone off. Free kick then for Chorley again from a much deeper position, left-hand side. Clark stands it up towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Denton heads out of the iron box. Whitehall back there defending, traps it on the touchline, lays it off to Denton, who clears away, and he picks out Clark, puts it over the top. Cole Hall running onto it, but Ross Fitzsimon's alert to that, got there first and rolls it out quickly. Here comes Scunthorpe United again. Rose with room to run into down the right-hand flank, and then stalls his momentum on the halfway line, retreats backwards, and then plays it across halfway to Andrew Boyce. Out wide to the left, here's Mo Federa. Turns inside, but has lost the ball to Tom Carr, and I think that's going to be another booking. Indeed it is. Mo Federa lost the ball there to Tom Carr and just pulled him down. 5th yellow card of this game for Scunthorpe United, and it goes to the debutant Federa.
Yeah, I think it was a booking. He's tried to get past him, the defenders intercepted it. He was on the counter attack, and he just pulled his shirt, and it was a yellow card. I'll definitely say that.
Free kick for Chorley. Matt Irwin not happy about something again. He's had a bee in his bonnet throughout this second half.
I think it was ever since Roberts' free kick that went in the top corner and he tried to save and flapped it, so maybe still bitter about that one.
I was reading that when he played with Jordan Pickford, when Pickford was on loan at Bradford City, the two perhaps didn't see, they got on well but perhaps didn't see eye to eye. As the free kick goes in from right to left, Denton gets in front of his man Carr, but then slips at the vital moment. Cross comes in from the right hand side. Fitzsimons has flapped on it, but got just about enough on it to get it away, and it doesn't matter because Mark Ellis, I think, up from the back, has fouled Fitzsimons in challenging for that aerial ball, and it'll be a Scunthorpe United free kick right on the edge of their own 6-yard area.
There's a dangerous ball, wasn't it? It was really high, lofted ball into the box, had a lot of air time, and Fitzsimons pedalling back and just done enough. He didn't have probably a good decision not to catch it, tried to palm it out, and he got the foul against him anyhow, which is the right decision.
Cole Hall with the header on for Chorley, chested down by Carr, gets clipped on the back heels, but play continues. It's put in behind, and there's a tangle there between Michael Clunan and Cole Hall, and the free kick goes Scunthorpe United's way. That's a real, at least to me, Steve, I don't know about you, but a 50-50 decision there. Tangle of legs between Cole Hall and Michael Clunan. That could have easily gone the other way.
Yeah, I think the only advantage was Clunan was slightly in front of him, I think. They both went down together. I don't think there was any intention from the striker, but he just caught Clunan's ankle, and both of them went down to ground. But I think just because he was slightly in front, he got the benefit of the doubt.
Just over 25 minutes gone in this second half. 2-2 between Chorley and Scunthorpe United. Another long aerial ball from the Magpies again. Cole Hall brings it down, flicks it back to Courtney Senior, 25 yards from goal, drives into the penalty area. Cross comes in first time, it's blocked by Maxine Coogan. Oliver Rose delaying the clearance and gets lucky there because he just got caught in trying to dig the ball out from underneath his feet, and the referee spotted that and has given the free kick to Scunthorpe United.
Yeah, especially at this level, this intensity, you ain't got time to dwell, get your head up and then get your head down and make that decision. You've just got to, especially when the ball's in the 18-yard box, you've just got to need to clear your lines, defend it, and then worry about that after.
Oliver Rose has been thrown on one of those gel packets at rather an awkward time as the play gets back underway, so he's carrying it in his right hand at the moment as the play continues. Beeston tries to slip it in behind the Chorley back line. Magpies in possession. Senior flicks it off the ankles of Oliver Rose, who then chucks that gel packet to Michael Clunan, who then throws it at Tyler Denton, who's missed it. So the subplot of the gel packet still continuing. Denton picks it up off the turf. Play underway. Cole Hall. Maxine Coogan had a handful of his left arm and he brings him down. Another yellow card for Maxime Coogan. 6 yellow cards in total for the Iron. That's also Maxime Coogan's 9th yellow card of the season. He's one more away now from a 2-match ban.
I think that was a good yellow card. He just kind of ball watched the striker, spun him behind, and he was through on goal. He was 30 yards out. He was through on goal, and probably a cynical foul. Just pulled his shirt and conceded a free kick and a yellow card. But yeah, just got to be careful not to ball watch. He does that on a few occasions.
Another set piece opportunity for Chorley again from the left. 30 yards from goal, probably. 2 Magpies players over it. Warren Clark is one of them, Courtney Senior the other. It's a 2-man wall for Scunthorpe United just on the edge of their own area, comprising Colton Ubazonu and Callum Roberts. Referee Joe Moss blows his whistle. Courtney Senior holds his arm up into the air and takes the free kick right-footed, swings it in towards the back post, header from Mark Ellis into the side netting.
Yeah, Boyce weren't really looking at the ball. He's more concentrated on the defender or striker, and done a good enough job, but just got the contact on, but couldn't direct a goal to Chorley. Chorley was a Chorley defender, but good defending. You know, it's a good position for Chorley, but Scunthorpe defended it really well.
Fitzsimons with the goal kick. Ellis wins his header. Finds Oliver Rose with it, the Scunthorpe United right back. Ubazonu miscontrols. Clark doesn't get too much distance on his clearance though. So here's Alfie Beeston driving at that Chorley defence. Prods it in behind Federa. Lightning quick, but Adam Henley just got there in the nick of time and puts out for a Scunthorpe United throw-in.
See, what they've changed is Beeston's gone more central, Roberts has gone more central, and straight away they created more chances. They look more dangerous sort of in general play than they did the first half.
Denton and Clunan exchange a 1-2 from the iron throw for the left. Denton by the left-hand corner flag has lost out though. 2 Chorley players ganging up on him. Carr drags his clearance, only picks out Andrew Boyce, who floats into the Chorley penalty area. Header away, Rose nods on, Whitehall with the latest header. Chorley not getting the ball very far away from their own box, maybe will do so now because Senior bursts past Upazonu, then Roberts, that's another yellow card. And Andy Priest not happy about that one. Roberts gives the Chorley manager a wry smile. Another cynical challenge here from Callum Roberts, and he is the 7th Scunthorpe United player to receive a yellow card.
Well, he's showing good pace, Senior, and he's just gone down this left-hand side. He's jumped and hurdled over a couple of challenges. Roberts has come in late and bang on the halfway line, brought him down, and like I say, a really cynical foul, and that's another yellow card. There's no argument.
15 minutes of this second half to go. Which way will this game travel in? Which direction will this game travel in? Which player will be the latest to be booked? We'll find out on digital radio as well as online via BBC Sounds here on BBC Radio Humberside Sport. Now Andy Butler is laughing at a Chorley supporter. It's all kicking off in the two technical dugouts. Andy Butler perhaps having a bit of fun with one Chorley fan who had let his tempers boil over.
He done well there, Roberts, not to react, because the technical area is really close to the pitch. Yeah, and he just laughed it off and walked back in. So fair dues to Roberts there.
Free kicks taken by Warren Clark. Scunthorpe United get it away, and then it's lumped forward by Michael Clunan. Trapped brilliantly by Mo Federa. Wriggles free away from Joe Nolan. Still going down the left-hand flank. Federa does well to get the throw in. Takes it quickly, goes back to Tyler Denton. Scunthorpe United still inside the Chorley half at the moment. Clunan into the centre circle with Oliver Rose. Upazunu can't get in front of Warren Clark, but manages to get a touch on the ball. Oh, that's a big 50-50, but the ball's won cleanly. Cowley's come off the worst. Play continues with Oliver Rose, who is then brought down. This game is just descending into a rather ugly affair in terms of the challenges sliding in, tempers fraying. That'll be a yellow card for Ellis. Two big crunching tackles there. The first the ref let go from Oliver Rose at 50-50 with Mike Calverley, and then as Rose came forward he was clattered into by Mark Ellis, and that one warrants a free kick and a yellow card.
Yeah, Rose a bit fortunate, he kind of lunged in, didn't he, two-footed, and the referee waved on, he was in a good position, but then the consequences of that, he got quite a severe foul on the edge of the box. But nice to see him probing and driving forward with the ball, a bit more attacking this half than he was the first half. Rose really trying to force this winner, and certainly on the centre city, brought to life the second half, and been again the better two teams, especially attacking wise.
Well, Joe Moss has had a lot of work to do in this second half. That yellow card has been up and down out of his pocket like bread out of a toaster as he walks the Chorley wall back into their own box, quite clearly not the full 10 yards away. Is this going to be another Callum Roberts special? Danny Whitehall's walked away from the set piece, so has Michael Clunan. So it's Roberts again then. This time a bit further away from goal compared to the one that he scored just before the stroke of half-time, probably about 30 yards out, but again very central. What can Roberts conjure up here? Four-man Chorley wall, perhaps a five-man, looks four-man Chorley wall from here. Just inside their own penalty area. Joe Moss blows his whistle. Callum Roberts then, left-footed over the wall and pushed over the crossbar by Matt Irwin. This time the Chorley number one, equal to Roberts' efforts, and it's a Scunthorpe United corner, still 2-2.
Yeah, he's tried to give him the eyes. He's gone in the opposite corner to the first half where we scored on the stroke of half-time. Just tried to give the goalkeepers the eyes with his left foot, and the goalkeeper just chipped it over the crossbar.
Roberts takes a free kick from the left, in swinging towards the back post, headed on by Andrew Boyce, but collected at his near right hand post by Irwin.
Definitely been an entertaining game, especially the second half, Ollie. I know there's been lots of bookings and kind of challenges, or arguable yellow cards, but again, I've enjoyed the game.
I have to say, well, we spoke about it at half-time as Boyce heads an aerial ball back to Fitzsimons. I feared the worst after 15 minutes because the ball was spending so much time in the air, but once both sides have actually got it down and tried to play, it's been a much more entertaining spectacle. Hope you're enjoying it at home, wherever you are. If you're listening on digital radio or via the BBC Sounds app, you can have your say as well on this game with James Hogarth up until 6 o'clock. Call 08000 66 5959. Could there be a winner though in this one? Roberts crosses in from the left. Upazonu just missed it. I think his intention there was to chest it down and hit it on the swivel. He's kept the ball in play, tries to flick and burst past Warren Clark, but he stands his ground, and Chorley will eventually bring it clear here with Joe Nolan from the left-hand side of his own penalty area, clears away. Boyce not quite getting the direction of that header right. It goes out for a Chorley throw-in, a couple of yards behind the halfway line on the left.
Yeah, just a bit erratic, Obazono there. I just see the ball. He's travelled across the pitch and he needs to sort his feet out and didn't get in line with the ball and just needs to relax a little bit. He's playing 100 miles an hour and just take a breather, get your control and try and build possession. But at the moment, everything's kind of bouncing off him at the moment, and that's what we don't want to see. We want him receive the ball facing the goal rather than facing his own goal, which is his strengths. Fitzsimons with the free kick. Ellis heads away. Cole Hall nods it on, but he's fouled Oliver Rose in the process, and now the decisions are going against Chorley, much to the frustrations of the hosts. Referee Joe Moss is going to delay the free kick being taken for whatever reason. I'm not quite sure what the reason is in truth. Showing his whistle, and then I really don't know why. Maybe he's having a breather, maybe he just needs 10 seconds to try and get a grip of this game. It's going to be Callum Roberts over it from deep, from the right for Scunthorpe United. Drives it into the box, another header away by that Chorley back line. Clunan funnels it back into the Magpies penalty area, and then he'll get another bite at the cherry. Checks back to Tyler Denton on the halfway line. Denton, he's forced Callum Roberts back towards the halfway line with that crossfield ball from left to right. Roberts swings it forward. Chorley at 6s and 7s here, but they eventually get to it, not for long. Federa picks Alfie Beeston's pocket, his own teammate, still going, jinks out wide to the left and then runs into Cole Hall and rather optimistically goes down in stages, hoping to buy a free kick off the referee, who was not interested in the slightest, and it's a Chorley throw. Yeah, I can see he's kind of, when I spoke to Andy Butler before the game, he's kind of similar type of player to Cleveland Taylor back in my day, where his energy, he's forward thinking, he's trying to beat players, got that creativity, and it'll be a fan's favourite, I think, once he gets into his a bit of kind of game time and fitness, wherever he needs, but definitely a threat, and he looks exciting on the ball. You can tell he's been plucked from park football because he doesn't look afraid of taking any kind of risks. He's not had that coached out of him where he's worried about making an error as a result. A real live wire from what we've seen so far, and he's switched flanks now. Federa's come over to this right hand side. Colton Upazonu switched to the left. Danny Whitehall through the middle with Alfie Beeston and Callum Roberts, two advanced players behind that front three, with Michael Clunan as the sitting midfielder in front of the back four. Cole Hall is offside. I think he knew that flag was coming from the assistant referee over on the far side in front of the Dave Prescott stand. Free kick for Scunthorpe United, just behind the halfway line, right of centre. Roberts to take it again, left-footed. Once more, hangs it up into the Chorley box. Ellis once again is heading away. They can't beat him in this second half, but poor defending there from Hall. Their shot comes in from Rose, it's blocked. Rebound falls to Upazonu, blocked again. Maybe a Chorley counter-attack here from that Scunthorpe United threat. Cole Hall bursts over the halfway line into the player on the right-hand side. Tom Carr is chopped down by Callum Roberts, who is already on a yellow card. Roberts' hands on his head. Can't believe that free kick has been given. Referee's got to make a decision here, and I think he is not going to brandish a second yellow card against Callum Roberts. Yeah, very fortunate there. The referee's assistant was right there. He's 6 or 7 yards away, so he had a perfect viewpoint, and it just looked like Roberts took the striker's legs away from him as he tried to make a challenge. And a little bit fortunate there, Roberts. Any more, or another challenge or another free kick, no matter how severe it is, I'm sure it'll be another yellow.
I was going to question, what do you do here? Do you take him off, knowing that his suspension wouldn't kick in until the South Shields game at home next weekend, knowing you've got that massive game at home to Brackley in midweek? Do you keep him on and take that risk, or do you take him off? Mark Beck is going to be coming on in a moment. He's actually going to be coming on now if the referee spots the assistant's flag. The referee's decided to ignore it, so Mark Beck will have to wait. He won't be able to defend this set piece for his team. From the Chorley right, looks like a two-man wall inside the Scunthorpe United penalty area. Mark Ellis has gone up from the back, as has Scott Wilson, towards the left-hand side of the iron box. Just not quite sure what the delay is in terms of taking this.
I don't know what the referee is doing. He's in the middle of the 18-yard box, surrounded by all the players. Andy Butler's trying to make a substitution to get his striker.
Well, I think the substitution has now happened.
Right,
so
okay.
Alfie Beeston's gone off behind the goal. That was the reason for the delay. I thought the referee just ignored it and was what to say. But Mark Beck is on with 5 minutes of normal time to go at the end of this second half. Beck on, Beeston off. And Beck has gone right into the Scunthorpe United 6-yard area to defend this free kick. In it comes from Warren Clark, flashes it towards goal. Header away by Rose, forced back towards goal by Nolan. Got way too much on that, and it's out for a Scunthorpe United goal kick.
Just going back to your question, Ollie, about Cal Roberts, do you keep him on or do you make that substitution? And he's on one lifeline really. If he makes a foul, no matter how severe, I'm sure he'll get another yellow card and therefore get sent off. So, but I will keep him on. I think this game's too important. He's still in the balance. A little bit of magic that we know he can produce can just turn this game and secure Scunthorpe 3 points. But again, just hopefully he can get on the ball and create something. He's playing a little bit deeper now, but he's getting more on the ball, Roberts. But let's say a few more attacking options now with Mark Beck on. Are they going to go a little bit more direct, even more direct?
Well, you have to say Andy Butler is throwing everything at this one to try and get 3 points, but it's another free kick for Chorley. Michael Clunan swinging at a bouncing ball and leaving one in late on Tom Carr. So a free kick 5 yards outside of this centre circle, inside the Scunthorpe United half for Chorley, taken by Warren Clark, but only picks out the forehead of Tyler Denton, and his second header balloons up into the air, and there's a foul on Danny Whitehall, who's bundled over. Free kick for Scunthorpe United, which they take quickly, try and play that crossfield ball from left to right, header away. Boyce booms the ball back into the Chorley half, bounces down to Michael Clunan. Now here's Oliver Rose. 3 Chorley players swarm him. He gets the first pass away, but not the second. Magpies on the attack with Courtney Senior. Room to run into the penalty area he goes. That's a dangerous sliding challenge to make there from Callum Roberts, but he won the ball cleanly. Massive risk to take so late on already on a yellow card. Could have given away a penalty. Action continues, but it's lost by Chorley. Denton stabs it forward into Mark Beck, holds it up and then feeds it into Carlton Ubazonu. Shovels the ball past Mark Ellis, but doesn't have the pace to spring past the defender, and Ubazonu has fouled his former Chorley teammate Ellis in the process, and that's a free kick to the Magpies.
Yeah, definitely end to end. It again could go either way. My thoughts are probably end up with a 2-2 draw, but both teams really going for it, attacking and defending really well, both teams.
Free kick for Chorley from the right. Their goalkeeper Matt Irwin slams it forward into the Scunthorpe United half, header away by Andrew Boyce. Beck flicks it on. Coogan with the latest header towards the halfway line. Calverley, that's come off the side of his head, goes out for a throw. Oliver Rose wants to take it quickly. A bit of urgency to Scunthorpe United's play here. Picks out Roberts, hoists it upfield. Ellis stoops to get a diving header away. Roberts has lost it, but just about gets enough of touch on the ball to Oliver Rose, but he loses out to Courtney Senior. Here's Cole Hall. back to Courtney Senior, dinks it over the top, over Oliver Rose, runs onto his own forward pass. Rose backtracking, gets enough on it, out for another Chorley throw, but from nowhere they've made up a lot of ground, about 10 yards away from the left-hand corner flag.
Yes, Livewire Senior down this left-hand side, real bit of energy, a little bit of pace and a little bit of quality on the ball when he's dribbling with it. He's been their main threat down these wide flank areas.
Signed on loan from Rochdale last month. Warren Clark with the long throw from the left, and there's a push in the back of Danny Whitehall, who may breathe a sigh of relief there as he had somewhat missed his header away, his clearing header, but got a barge in the back from Mark Ellis. So free kick for Scunthorpe United. 4 minutes of additional time at the end of this second half. Who may nick a late winner, or will it end all square? 2-2 between Scunthorpe United and Chorley here at Victory Park on BBC Radio Humberside Sport. It's become a real scrappy end to this game. Still entertaining though. Roberts pushes the ball back to Oliver Rose, who then retreats all the way towards his own penalty area to Ross Fitzsimons. Glides it out to the left-hand side to Tyler Denton. Fed inside. Andrew Boyce now. Long, raking forward pass. Beck tries to meet it but can't get there in time. Clunan juggles the ball and it eventually falls to Oliver Rose. Now it's Callum Roberts in the centre circle. Whips it over the top. Upazonu, one-on-one. Irwin makes the save. Whitehall onto the rebound. Left-hand side of the Chorley penalty area. Floats over the top. Cannons off the crossbar. Beck with a header off the crossbar again. And Chorley clear away. That could and should have been the winner. But this attack's still alive. Roberts in behind. And then Chorley scramble it clear. My oh my. Scunthorpe United twice hit the crossbar and it's still 2-2.
Wow, what a 30-second bit of action there. Whitehall thought he's going to bend it in with his right foot. The keeper's just got to touch it. The crossbar comes back out to Beck, and again slightly he's reaching for the ball, and all he could do is manage to hit the crossbar on the rebound. Wait a minute, I ain't going to get much closer than that. Unbelievable scenes here.
1.5 minutes of the 4 in terms of additional time played at the end of this second half. Why are we having a drop ball?
He just decided to stop the game for some reason, the referee.
And why is it in the centre circle?
Complete random.
Sorry, I've slightly lost it with that. As Ross Fitzsimons slices it out to the right-hand side. He is rather angry, Fitzsimons, with one of his outfield players there, despite getting that forward ball all wrong. Federa couldn't keep it in play. Chorley throw on the halfway line, down the left. Clark heads the ball up into the darkening night sky. Coogan with the latest header away. Cole Hall was challenging for it from an offside position. Scunthorpe United free kick. Has their chance to win this gone begging? Or is there still one more twist in this tale at Victory Park? Have your say with James Hogarth up until 6 o'clock. 08000 665959. Crossfield free kick from Fitzsimons from right to left, flicked on by Upazonu. Coogan up from the back, goes to chase it down, but it'll bounce through to Matt Irwin. And as we head towards the final minute of additional time, I think Chorley here may be settling for a point, although Mark Ellis has sustained some kind of knee injury, but he will shake it off and jog on as Irwin volleys the ball into the Scunthorpe United half. Boyce watches it come down and heads away, only as far as Courtney Senior, who rides the challenge of Callum Roberts. Still going Senior, crosses in but way too much on it. Tyler Denton will pick it up from the left-hand side of his own penalty area, boots it away. Adam Henley with the header. Who will get there first? It's Tyler Denton. Slices it forward again. Beck brings it down. Punts it over the top. Upazonu will go to press Mark Ellis, who clears, hooks it over the top of his head. Final touches off of Tyler Denton, out for a Scunthorpe United Chorley throw-in. Just 15 seconds of additional time left to play. The tunnel being wheeled out again, ready to welcome the players back into the warmth of their respective dressing rooms. Full time in our other commentary. Grimsby Town 1, Chesterfield 1. That's how it's finished in League 2 at Blundell Park. Reaction to come on BBC Radio Humberside Sport up until 6. Final dying embers of this game. Actually, that is that. And somehow it finishes all square at Victory Park. Chorley 2, Scunthorpe United 2. An entertaining game. The Iron twice coming from behind to claim a point here in Lancashire. It was 1-1 at the break. Mike Calverley with the goal in the 5th minute, hitting a half volley home from the right hand side of the box. Maybe Ross Fitzsimons will feel he should have kept out. Scunthorpe United responding just before the stroke of half time with a brilliant free kick from Callum Roberts, bent into the top right hand corner. Matt Irwin could only push the ball into the roof of his own net. But the game followed a similar pattern to the first half. Within 5 minutes of the second period, Chorley had restored their lead. A shot from Courtney Senior from distance was fumbled by Ross Fitzsimons, and Jack Sampson was there to turn home the rebound from close range. But Scunthorpe United drawing themselves level again through Danny Whitehall, heading home a Tyler Denton cross from the left-hand side. And really, Scunthorpe United should have won it late on. Whitehall and Mark Beck both hitting the crossbar. Whitehall with a floated dink shot from the left-hand side of the penalty area, which was turned onto the bar by Irwin, and then on the rebound, Beck himself heading against the crossbar. It finishes here in a very entertaining, a very ugly at times spectacle in terms of some of the passages of play and some of the fouls that were committed by both sides. But it ends Chorley 2, Scunthorpe United 2. Steve Torpey, former Iron striker, you've had a few moments there to collect your thoughts. What did you make of that?
Cool, I'm just trying to process it. I really enjoyed the game, especially the second half. It was end-to-end, both teams really going for it, as you would imagine so, in terms of their position in the league. Both teams wanted the 3 points. Scunthorpe edged it for me, and really unfortunate not to get 3 points, especially that last little phase of play where Whitehall's curled with his right foot and the keeper's got a touch on it that pushed onto the crossbar. Fell for Beck, who you think is just going to head it back in, but slightly too high for him, and he heads it onto the crossbar again, and then they managed to clear it. But really entertaining game, both teams really going for it, a lot of passion, a little bit of lack of quality on certain aspects and certain times of the game, but real good entertaining game. The referee could have officiated it slightly different maybe, but it all added up to a good spectacle from both supporters and players. So a good entertaining game, I would say.
And good to see both sets of players and backroom staff shaking hands as well at the end of a very feisty encounter. Have your say on this one with James Hogarth up until 6 o'clock tonight on BBC Radio Humberside Sports. You can call 08000 66 5959. Text 81333, starting your message with the letters RH. At Humberside Sport on X, our WhatsApp number is 08000 321 333. Just save that number as a contact to your phone and then send us a message starting with the letters RH if you're using WhatsApp to contact us for the first time. And our email address, humberside.sports@bbc.co.uk. Iron fans, happy with a point, or perhaps not enough in your quest to get promoted out of the National League North this season. It finishes here at Victory Park. Chorley 2, Scunthorpe United 2.
On BBC Radio Humberside.
And with that, welcome back to BBC Radio Humberside's listeners on digital radio and BBC Sounds this afternoon. So a draw for Grimsby Town and a draw for Scunthorpe United. It was 1-1 between the Mariners and Chesterfield, and it finished 2-2 between Chorley and Scunthorpe United, didn't it, Ollie Turner?
It did. A very entertaining, a very feisty encounter between these two sides. As you say, 1-1 at half-time. Mike Calverley opened the scoring for the hosts inside 5 minutes with a half volley from the right-hand side of the penalty area that perhaps Ross Fitzsimons will think he should have kept out. Scunthorpe United equalising before the stroke of half-time with a brilliant free kick from Callum Roberts into the top right-hand corner. Matt Irwin could only push the ball into the roof of his own net for Roberts' 15th goal of the season. The second half starting in a similar way to the first, because inside 5 minutes of the second period, Chorley had restored their lead. Courtney Senior with a shot from about 30 yards left of centre through a sea of bodies. Ross Fitzsimons only really saw it late and only could push it back into an area of danger where Jack Sampson was. He turned home the rebound from close range to restore Chorley's 1-goal lead. But the Iron fought back had their equaliser through Danny Whitehall, a free-flowing move that was finished off with Tyler Denton crossing in from the byline on the left-hand side, floated over goalkeeper Matt Irwin, and there was Whitehall unmarked on the edge of the 6-yard area to head into an empty net. And the visiting Iron perhaps should feel that they should be coming away from here with all 3 points, because late on both Danny Whitehall and Mark Beck hitting the crossbar. Whitehall with a dinked shot from the left hand side of the penalty area that was touched onto the bar by Irwin, and then on the rebound Beck stretching for it, his header cannoning off the crossbar as well. Somehow it finishes here, Chorley 2, Scunthorpe United 2.
And you can have your say on your team between now and 6 o'clock here on BBC Radio Humberside, whether you're a fan of the Mariners, the Iron or the Tigers. And the big headline for City tonight, they stay out of the relegation zone courtesy of a 1-0 win at Millwall this afternoon. That was the earlier kickoff, the 12:30 kickoff, but the way the results have gone, City remain out of the relegation zone, admittedly on goal difference, level on points with Luton, who are now in the relegation zone in the Championship, but it all counts, doesn't it? Let's hear from you between now and 6 o'clock on BBC Radio Humberside. You can text 81333. You can WhatsApp me 08000 321 333, and you can call 08000 66 5959. Do make sure that you start your texts and you start your WhatsApps with the letters RH. Let's get some final thoughts from your voices at the commentary games this afternoon. We'll start with Grimsby Town. Check in with Gary Croft. Gary, just looking at some activity on social media, and one or two people suggesting that David Artell might have a few things to say about the referee. We had the booing at the end of the game as he was leaving the Blundell Park pitch. Some level of scrutiny for the referee in this one?
Yeah, there was probably 3 incidents really. One was a penalty at the end, I think, which is more important than the other 2 decisions, but just sort of comedic decisions really, when Town are sort of on the ball in the opposition's box looking for a break to get a shot off. He just blew up out the blue for an offside against Chesterfield, which had happened about a minute before, and everyone's thinking, what on earth have you blown up for? And then the other one was the linesman. The linesman sort of waited a good sort of 30 seconds to flag for an offside when the player who was offside had received the ball, so he was obviously involved, and then waited for him to go through and have a shot. But I think there were some of the decisions he didn't get right through the game, and it just ended up with him becoming a bit of a feature of the game really, when it was a bit unnecessary, because there was some good football on the park. There was some good teams going on. Chesterfield better team in the first half, and Town probably better in the second half, and probably a draw was a fair reflection in the end.
We're still waiting for that first victory of 2025 for Grimsby Town, so they're still awaiting that one. Grimsby tonight in the League 2 table remain in 9th place and 3 points off the playoffs, so still very tight. We were told at the start of the year that Grimsby Town are very much a work in progress team, so right now is 9th a satisfactory position? I mean, clearly you want to be in the upper half, you want to be in the player spots and promotion spots, but given the work that's going in, is that a satisfactory place to be?
I think it's an absolute reflection of the season they've had. Yeah, inconsistencies a bit been the way forward, and today after scoring, going in front, not particularly looking like the best team, because it was quite even early on. They just kind of sat back. They don't quite know how to manage games at all at the moment, and they sat back, let Chesterfield come forward. They made the way up the pitch, and really should have been not out of sight in the first half, but probably would have been a fair reflection for them to go in at 2-1. Second half they improved, but that doesn't seem to be consistent even through games, never mind performances, and obviously we've seen the season turn around from being poor at home, good away, and now better at home, and we're losing when we're away. So I think to be in touch after this long through the season it's a good position to be in. I don't think anyone would complain. That no one could say we're the best team in the league, although their manager did comment before the game he thought we were one of the top 2 teams in the league that they'd played, but if he watched us a week later, he would have seen a whole new team probably than that. So I think to be in touch, we'll be happy with that. There's no, like I said, there's only one outstanding team in the league so far. Obviously Crewe fallen away a little bit, but we're very much in touch, and I think the fans should be happy with that. We just want to see a little bit more quality going forward. There's loads of effort and endeavour and winning the ball high at the pitch, but just not just quite enough quality sort of with crosses and finishes.
Yeah, and Charles Vernon getting about 4 or 5 minutes of regular time and the added time as well. So if you're looking for positives, Charles Vernon back on the grass and playing back first team football again is certainly one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And Greeny coming back as well. You know, Charles has obviously got quality, scored some decent goals, hasn't he, at the start of this season before he got injured. You know, one of them was against Chesterfield. But he didn't really get on the ball today, but it's certainly a positive going forward, and I think we'll see more and more involvement from him now going forward. Hopefully he's stayed clear of any injuries today.
Thank you very much, Gary. Have a great weekend. Gary Croft, part of a 1-1 draw for Grimsby Town against Chesterfield